Welcome in everybody to this special edition of Coffee with RhinoMan. Not Nightcap with RhinoMan, but Coffee with RhinoMan. Tonight, I wish it was tonight, I'd be drinking a Corona. Actually, right now I got some coffee. But today's guest is a brother from another mother, and he went on a dream gamble trip. And we're going to find out all about that in a minute. But first, I have a couple of questions for you, like I do, three of them. Um, if you could go on a once in a lifetime trip, where would that be? And what would that be like? Tell me, if you're a gambler, would that be, Vegas with 100 grand? Tell me what that trip would be like. Um, Question number two. Do you think it's easy to be a YouTuber? Hey, that's out there for everybody. Do you actually think it's easy to be a YouTuber? I know channels start out and they say, okay, I'm gonna just drop some videos on there and I'm gonna be bam, I'm gonna hit that milestone. I'll get 100,000 subscribers off of the first video and keep going. It's real easy to do. Hey, think about it. Um, is this gambling niche that we're in, question three, is this gambling niche we're in too small? Think about that. Yesterday, I was listening to the news, and the casinos, just the casinos alone, um, made $5.3 billion in March. So if you were at a casino in March, you contributed to that. But that's not the point of that. Saying that, there's a lot of people out there that are gamblers. So if you think this niche is too small, it's just a matter of tapping into those people and getting them to come to YouTube. Hey, as I do every episode, you see I'm thanking some new subscribers that are out there. Tom, Play With You One, Nelly Perez, Robert S, Scratch and Fish, and Dynamic Boston. Thank you guys for being new subs to the channel. If you didn't see your name this time, it'll be on the next episode. I have another episode coming up on Sunday. That's going to be a good one. Okay, who's in the chat? Let's see. I see the Gambler After Dark. Hey, hey, hey. I see Sister Yoshi. I see Gamblers Unknown, Anonymous, James Crumpler. Thank you guys for coming in this morning. I really appreciate you spending a little bit of time here with us. Hey, this is going to be a good one. Let's get him on the show and he could introduce himself. Yo, bro, how you doing, man?
What's going on, Tom? Thank you so much for having me today, man. I really appreciate it. And it's a perfect day to sit outside for it, too. So I could hang with you. I could have coffee with you. I would have had a Corona with you. I actually got up and I was going to get it, but then you said coffee instead. So I went and grabbed the coffee.
Hey, over there it's what, 11 o'clock. Over here it's 8 a.m. Corona. Usually I usually hit the Coronas maybe around 10 or 11 in the morning. It's a bit early for that. Chris and Lou Slots, good morning. David Macia, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Hey, question for you. C&J?
What do you mean C&J? Oh, me right now? Oh, it's C&J till noontime. That's how we start the day. That's usually how we
Okay.
start. I love that. I love that you did that. That was good because I wasn't expecting that. That was good. You caught me off guard. You caught me off
I
guard.
got you.
I have to say, honestly, Rhino man, I love how you shout out, to the people, to the new people that are coming in and appreciating everything, because that's exactly what I try to press with everybody. And just to prove it, James Crumpler right there, that's actually Michelle, believe it or not. And
Yeah.
that's how much support I get from just this person, where you learn, some personal things about them. And I appreciate you being here, Michelle. Thank you. And thank you for joining Rhino, man. Please subscribe, all that stuff. Denise NJ. I hope all of the DGens come on in for us today, because now we can really have some fun once they do.
Oh, thank you for coming in, Denise and Jay. Preston Thomas is in the house. Susan W.'s in the house. Hi from New Jersey. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Hey, so for the people that don't know who you are, just quick introduction of yourself.
Of course. I'm NJ Slot Guy. I go by the name John. So I didn't put a lot into coming up with that name, obviously, when I started my channel, but we can get into, starts and finish later, and I can explain it to you. But NJ Slot Guy, I play in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I represent something that I've started shouting out, which is called DGen Nation, which now I'm going to have to get on top of, because I didn't know that there are other people out there that started this DGen Nation. I thought I came up with this in my head, and apparently I'm
Hey,
stealing material from people. I just thought degenerate. What do I want to call my people? DGen Nation. I put it together, and that was it. But I don't know. We
Hey,
either got to come up with something new, or I got to start paying for that name. One or the other.
I love it. Denise and Jay says wow, Degen and proud.
Degen and
Gamblers
proud.
Unknown says ready for some bangers here this morning.
See, they know how I speak, and that's what makes me love them even more, is because it shows how much they actually watch me and how much time they put out for me. And I couldn't appreciate it more. I say it in every single video. I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate every single one of RhinoMan Slots subs, fans, all that stuff. Guys, come check it out. I do all high limit only. I'm not a crazy one that's going live every day. The only time you get a live is when I'm down there, which is once a month or if I'm on a trip. And you only get premieres that are actually premieres. Like my premieres, are going to be what I call a banger. I don't just do a premiere for the hell of it. I do a premiere like it should be done. I'm trying to set different trends. I've never been a follower, but more of a trend setter than a trend follower. So let's set some trends.
Okay, I agree with that, and I had this conversation with Gamblers Unknown recently about premieres specifically. Um, I personally think premieres should be, something that, hey, you can't wait to get out there because it's an awesome win or it's huge or something
Yeah.
special happened. Good morning, Lolo Slots. Thank you for coming in. Okay, so real quick, obviously, I think I know the answer to this. Where do you live?
No, I live in Jersey, but I live in North Jersey. So as much as I say Atlantic City, that's 2 hours away from me. So I can't just on a whim and go, hey, I'm gonna take a day trip. It's 4 hours of driving alone. So as much as I am in New Jersey and everybody says, oh, Atlantic City, I'm not as close as you would think. I'm closer to the PA and New York casinos like Easy Life is. Same. I live close to him, kind of half hour, 45
Okay.
minutes from him, but a different way.
We'll get into the gambling in a minute because I'm curious about that because Easy said something on his show about Class 2 casinos, and I wanted to
Yeah.
get your take on that. But we'll get into that in a minute. What's a typical day like for MJ Slot Guy?
That's it. You
Go.
want it start to finish? You got time for this? All right, here we go. So first, so I wake up very, very early. I have three very young kids, and I'm usually up before them for the silence. I sit out here, literally sit out here, C&J time maybe, and watch the sunrise, get some time for myself. I'm probably working on stuff for my channel or setting up stuff for my channel. And then the day begins. Breakfast, cooking this, doing that, getting who on the bus, getting who to where, who to there. By the time I get home, I'm sitting down with you. It's 10:30, and we work. We work
Okay.
until it's pickup time, and then I run every single errand that you could think of. My wife works 13 hours as a nurse, so I'm the one that's gotta, do everything around here to kind of keep it, you know,
Keep it real. Yeah.
yeah, keep it on a level, so to say, even though I'm not level headed, but it's all right.
Okay. So, quick question from Denise and Jay. For you, John, do you ever think that there's going to be a casino in the northern part of New Jersey? Hubby and I are home casinos in MT, out
That's Mount Airy.
Mount Airy.
Yeah, Denise.
Um,
I'm on the same level as Denise. In order to go to Atlantic City, you have to make it a trip. Like you can't just go on a day thing like you can to these Pennsylvania casinos. They're literally 55 minutes away. And I told them I'm a high limit gambler. I have such a great following in Pennsylvania. These people want me to come to your casino. I can bring you 80,000 on a group poll on a Friday night. You know what I mean? And why are we not doing that? I'm promoting your casino. It's advertising. I'm asking for nothing. I don't do that. I don't go to a casino and go, I need this, I need this, I need comp, I need that. I don't do that. I just want to record. That's all I want to do. I want to show the local people what you have sitting in front of you that maybe you don't even know about. And I also want to switch it up. I don't just want you to see the same crap over and over and over and over again. I want to show you different casinos with different machines and how to go about playing them and just stuff like that. And they make it hard, just by not even responding to anything. I mean,
yeah,
the top channels haven't even been there. What does that tell you? You know what I mean?
yeah. True story. You got to stay on them. Eventually, I think all of the casinos are coming around. I did
It
an
will.
interview with I did an interview with High Winds Casino, and there are some casinos out there that are so supportive of YouTube because they understand the value in the advertising. They understand the value in having YouTubers at your facility. That particular casino, if you forget your tripod, they'll loan you one. That
Oh
that's
man,
that's how supportive they are for people out there. And Yamava is
that's
another
great.
one. They let you record whenever, however you want. Gamblers Unknown says, "My wife's a nurse. Respects your wife, John." And
Same,
then
same to yours, of course.
Sister Yoshi says, "YouTube is a full time job." You're absolutely correct, Sister Yoshi. So, are you a one and only? Are you an only child? Do you have brothers, sisters?
I have two older brothers, but they're a lot older than me. Like I won't be 40 by the time my oldest brother is 50.
Okay, okay.
Big separation. Three kids, three boys in the family. We're all Geminis within 8 days of each other. All kinds of crazy stuff. So, I guess my mother dealt with a lot of different side because Gemini, you turn the switch like that, you know.
I the next question up there is 0 to 100, real quick.
That's
What
okay.
what
I
is your
got that.
actual birthday?
June 3rd, June 3rd, and
Okay,
both of my brothers are June 11th.
I'm June 8th. I'm June 8th.
Oh, it
Hey, I
gets
told
better
you,
and
brother
better.
from another mother.
This gets better and
I'm
better.
June 8th. My daughter's May 31st. My other daughter's June 10th. So we're like right there. June was the
Amazing.
big birthday month for us.
That's it. That was it for us too. Apparently, my due date was June 11th, and both of my brothers' birthdays are on June 11th. Imagine that. So my
Wow.
mother probably would have been famous now for that one. But yeah, crazy stuff. But in that sense, you kind of grow up as an only child because of the separation. The good
Yeah.
thing is, I did have good relationships with my brothers. Obviously, I still do, and I was always close with my middle brother because of the sports. So I would
Yeah.
always, mimic him. But when I'm, 6, 7 years old, my brothers are out partying. They're teenagers, all that stuff. So it kind of was being like an only child with my mother and father, during the weekdays, during the weeknights, crazy stuff like that. But same story as Joe when it comes to the Atlantic City stuff. Basically grew up down there. It's crazy.
Okay. So having older brothers, I'll bet you they got you into a lot of trouble.
My oldest brother is the good one. My middle one showed me how to go about not getting in trouble. Like I would see him get caught for other things and be like, all right, so when I get up there, I know what to do when it comes to mom and dad. So they kind of paved the way for me to have it a little bit more easier. But I was the baby too, so I was obviously baby growing up.
David Macias is in the house. He has the same birthday as me, bro. Hey, that's party
Look
month
at
right
that.
there, June.
That's awesome, man.
Um,
Yeah, June. We're getting together in June. It looks like.
hey, June's gonna be a party month for sure. What do you like to do when you're not gambling?
Um, I really, really love working on the channel. I do. It went from hobby to real life and real work, but when it becomes a passion, which it has become, it wasn't something you don't grow up and say I want to be a slot player on
Yeah,
YouTube, right? It builds, and the passion burns deep inside. Like as much as a medium where I'm at, I'm not going to be satisfied until I'm, you know what I mean? Like I want to be on TV every day. I want you to watch me on TV every day. I want you to turn on your television and watch me. I want to make you smile. I want to make you laugh. I want to make your day. I want to start your day off. That's what I want to do. That's the goal.
hey, that's the same. And when I was starting out, gambling was the drive for me to start the channel.
Right.
However, I think once I started learning YouTube, I started craving it. It
Yeah.
was like, hey,
Yeah. It was
I
awesome.
gotta do this. I gotta learn this.
It's a
So
secret
yeah,
world. It's a secret world where I am. So
I feel you there. So your other passion is you coach football, right?
I do. I do. I do. I'm going on a decade this year, and that's what's becoming soon. So now the normal days, that's how the night ends. So all the craziness that goes on during the day and picking up the kids and all that stuff, I get them home, get them settled, all this stuff. It's either if my wife is working, it's got to be a babysitter of some sort, grandma, grandpa, whoever it may be. Set that all up, set up dinner, run out the door, and then it's dealing with 13 and 14-year-olds for a couple hours, which I absolutely love doing because you want to talk about football being a passion. If I was 6'3", 225, I probably would have been in the NFL. And I still, to this day, still dabble in it a little bit. I play 7-on-7 full contact, no pad football,
That
like a
that
like a
that's awesome.
psychopath, like a psychopath. You don't get paid for
Hey,
that. That's pure.
I know, but hey, the love there in the sport, and then just watching the kids light up when you teach them something, and when they're successful at it over time, you know.
It's Tom, when I tell you the kids that I coached however many years ago, where they were here 3 or 4 years ago, they just won the championship in high school. And
Nice.
like having kids is a whole different story. I haven't seen them accomplish much yet because they're so young. Coaching these guys and seeing them grow up even, in 2 years and they're the same height as you or they're taller than you is you get that weird, feeling inside of you like the end of Armageddon or something. Then when you watch them and see them win a championship. And after the game, before I even got to my car, I got the text messages from them. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's something that'll completely put you out, and it'll. How can that not make you want to do it again? Like this was my last year of coaching, 4 years in a row now. Put it that way. It's
Hey, that's an
rewarding.
amazing feeling. Especially like my son was in soccer and taekwondo, and I helped coach him in both of those sports. So I'm in the supermarket, and this kid comes up to me that's 6'6", maybe 280, and he's like, "Hey, Coach Tom, how you doing?" And
Oh
I'm like,
man.
"What the hell, dude? I haven't seen this kid for like 10 years." And he comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, Coach Tom, how you doing?" He's Fresno State O-line.
Wow.
He's doing the thing, and I get that all the time, and I'm sure you do when they see you in the store or
I love it.
out around
I love
town.
it. I
It's
love it.
it's
I stop.
wonderful.
I stop everything I'm doing for those boys. If I see them walking, I see whatever it is, I pull over, I talk to them. And because I wanted to be a coach that I didn't have. And because when I
Okay.
was, the cliche thing of when I was in high school, and it's true. There were no concussion tests. There was no, we had the smelling salts. It it was all favoritism. It was who played growing up, who knows whose father, and it was all BS. And I didn't like that, and I'm not big on that whole discipline of screaming and yelling and yeah, blah, blah, blah. It was never productive for me. So I said I'm going to teach these kids a different way, and because I did do that, I'm the coach they keep in touch with. They want to talk to. They still shout out. They tag. They find my NJ Slot Guy videos sometimes. And when I went live, they were I think in the playoffs or whatever it was. I stopped the room and I had everybody do the Chief chant because they're the Chiefs. I
Yeah.
stopped the whole room at a group poll. I did that. I sent the link to them. I said, "Look, because they're always on my mind. They always are. I always think about all those boys that I coached that you have that connection with afterwards. But I treated them no differently when they were there. If you screwed up, you knew it, and if you did well, you knew it. I didn't care who your father was. I don't care if I knew him. I don't care if I played softball with him or if we grew up together. Don't mean nothing to me. You better perform on this field." And it was no screaming and yelling. I think I screamed and yelled at one kid, and the same kids tell that story because
Oh,
they're so
really?
memorable. Yeah, because I don't like that yelling and screaming.
Yeah,
Who does that get you? What does that get you? Gets you
I, I
nowhere.
I agree. I agree. You get more bees with honey than salt. I think that's the
I
same.
mean,
I could be wrong.
right.
Um,
And jokes
she
and
she
sarcasm.
bet 5280 says, "Wow, that's exciting. You never know how much connection means, and just one adult believing in a kid that makes the difference." True story.
Yeah,
True story.
and you can easily point that and make that a catalyst to YouTube because just like what was just said is if I have 50 kids I coach a year, which means once they come up and go, let's say in a 2 year span, like 70 kids. If I can get through to one kid, just one out of 70, which is that's the lowest number you'll ever find.
Yeah.
One out of 70, I have accomplished what I needed to accomplish. I have spread because I'm not trying to turn them into football players. I'm trying to turn them into respectable men. You know what I mean? I don't care winning and all that stuff. I tell them that all the time. If you're not having fun, you got to go. Like we need to have fun here first, and we need to be respectful teammates. All that. So I teach all that stuff first. Winning comes as a bonus, and when you apply that to YouTube, when it comes to how you can grow, I see all the comments and more positive comments than anything. People who were bedridden or your videos got me through whatever it was. That's the
Exactly.
only that's the only comment that day I need to see. Thank
Hey.
you. You know what I mean? Like that's it. That I changed somebody's life for the better. And that was just one person, like I said. You can
Yeah.
look at all these people right now that are here, for you and for me. We're you know what I mean? We're consuming their lives for the next hour. They are enjoying this. We're putting them in a good mood. We're starting off their day or getting them through their lunch and whatever it may be. I love that. There's no better feeling, honestly.
Okay, I'm gonna read a comment real quick. RhinoMan, one thing that John and Top Dollar might do is they show their losses, which is truly a public service because the channels that only show the wins um, to do a disservice. That is so true. I have a
I agree.
series coming up that will explain everything channels do and how they record their videos and how they put them up. Because a lot of people say, "Man, you're only showing your wins," and a lot of people record their bonuses. They start at a bonus and they end at a bonus. I'll come back if I get another bonus, and that's how they film. So you're only seeing the win.
Yeah.
But prior to getting that bonus, they dumped in $200, $300, $400 to get that one big bonus or to get something like that.
Yep.
Which that's a whole different thing. We have a couple more questions on the personal side. Then we're going to get into the gambling, and then we're going to get into the channel altogether. So the couple more questions I have are actually three more questions. One is, what do you think youth today thinks about loyalty and respect?
They don't have it. I don't. That's funny that you said that because as much as I did talk to you, now you caught me twice. You got me with the C&J, and you used two words: loyalty and respect. I have both of those tattooed on my arm right here in Italian.
Yeah.
Loyalty and respect, because I think it is such a dying thing that is going. There is no more loyalty anymore. Anywhere, and I live in a state where this state is horrible when it comes to people being realistic. There's no respect for anything anymore. You hold the door for at least here, because when I travel, when I went down to Texas, I went down there. People went out of their way to open doors to say thank you, you're welcome. So, and there's people here like that too. There's just more. I live in a more populated area with a bunch of miserable people. So everybody's miserable. No, it's just thank you, you're welcome anymore. That's simple respect right there. That's as little respect. All right, thank you, you're welcome. That's it. Simple little thing.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? When did this turn? What happened? Because like I grew up on that, and I'm the generation that's having children. So where were these people in my generation that were teaching such disrespect? And people call me disrespectful because of the way I speak. And it's like, what? Do you even know what the word? Just because I say some curse words that makes me disrespectful? I'm not cursing at you, you dope.
Exactly.
It's like, what are you doing? So when it comes to that loyalty respect factor, I don't see it. And you could, again, another thing you could just tie into the community, unless you want to touch on that later: loyalty and respect for others, especially other creators and
Exactly.
influencers. I don't understand that whatsoever. We should all be loyal to each other. There's no reason not to. There's no reason I'm not promoting you, you're not promoting me, and whatever. Numbers are no. Who cares about numbers? I don't ever care about numbers. I don't care if you had one subscriber, Tom, or if you had a million. Like, I would be more than thankful that you thought of me either way. I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
if we all promote each other, right? A whole nother thing.
No,
Like I said, yeah.
I agree 100%. And there's a couple of things that are lost on. I don't want to just say youth, because there's some youth that have been brought up correctly. Open the door. Every time I go out with my girlfriend, I'm opening that car door. I'm making sure she gets in the car. If we're going into a building, I hold the door open for somebody coming out. Don't just get out. When the elevator doors open, I'm not trying to shove myself in before people get off the elevator. It's just common sense, to do it. And I think it's lost on a lot of people. I see the chat going by real quick, but your tattoos. I saw you have the one there. The one there. What's the one on your back?
Oh man, how did you know I have one on my back, man? You want to show you? This is a good one. I don't show this one enough. It is. You know what? I'm gonna forget. Let me get in picture here, because it's good. It's a good one. I remember having it done, and it just goes to show, how how long I've been gambling for. I got this tattoo when I was 18, it's 37. Oh my god, almost 20 years ago. Let's see if I can get in picture here so you can see it. Ah. Let's see. Yeah, we should be able to. All right, there you go. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can
Or
see it.
do I have to move down or up?
It's off to the side, but yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
We got poker chips, you got the dice, the royal flush, all that stuff. And like I said, I got that done. What, 20 something 20 something years. I gotta go get that recolored actually. 20 something years ago. So like I said, it's how we grew up around here. It was all about gambling and football pools and shooting dice and playing cards. Poker was a big thing, and trying to get into Atlantic City before you were 21 years old, you know?
True story. Um, that leads us into gambling. How did you start gambling?
In legally in the casinos or like from start?
From start. I mean,
Start. You're
sports
talking,
betting, what?
think about TV shows and movies growing up early 90s. Maverick with Mel Gibson, right?
Yeah.
Poker movie. How do you not fall in love with that movie, right? So you get into stuff like that, Rounders, all movies like that as you're starting to get older, and then you have your friends that watch that too, and you go, we could play cards, playing with nickels and dimes. We're playing cards at 11 years old, 12 years old. When we go over to go play Nintendo Genesis, we got a 3-4 card poker game.
Okay.
Then from there, it escalates. You started watching football, then you're doing football pools in school at like 14 years old, like with the tickets and stuff like that. Again, New York, New Jersey in the 90s, it was, everybody knew somebody, everybody had a connection. There was no FanDuel, sports books, and stuff like that. You couldn't get to Atlantic City. Then you get older, you get into the casino. Now what you can do is, oh my God, what is craps? What is, you've been playing blackjack all along. You've seen movies and TV shows, like I said. So now you could just do it like, oh man, I'm able to actually do this, and you actually see how dangerous it is too. So
Yeah.
the slot machines
Eh,
happened a lot later, though. The slot machines didn't happen until I was in like my late 20s, when it was they're actually starting to do this now. I'm starting to see it again, which is fine, and I'm all for it. The smoking section was the high limit room only. You couldn't smoke out on the floor at one point. It's when they were freaking out over. Remember when you could walk into the restaurant smoking or non-smoking? It was
exactly.
during that point where they were trying to come up with the bans, and you could only go to the high limit slot room. Well, a cigarette and not playing turned into, let me pop $100 on the machine, whatever,
Yeah.
and then it would be $200. Then, oh my God, what is this? I hit a jackpot. That was it. That was the end of that
Hey,
story.
the smoking thing. I remember going to my mom's office. She worked as a PBX operator, and everybody in there was smoking. You just walk in, and it's a cloud of
Yeah.
smoke.
Oh
I mean,
man.
in office buildings, airplanes, you name it.
Airplanes. Imagine,
Yeah, they used to have the
imagine
little
airplane.
ashtray right there on the seat. So,
And
um,
I get it. Trust, and don't get me wrong. I don't mind, like, when I've been out to the Colorado casinos out in Blackhawk. I mean, granted, when it's -6 degrees outside there, I don't mind taking a break, man, and going outside, looking at the wildlife, at the sky, listening to a song, smoking a cigarette. I'm actually for that because now I'm at a point in my life, 3 kids, like I got to stop at some point. I never light up a cigarette. If I don't care if I'm smoking section, yeah, if there's people next to me, I don't light up. I don't, because I have respect for the person around me. I don't want them smelling all that crap. So I'm all for them banning it indoors. Let me go take a walk. Let me take a break from
yeah.
gambling. I need it. You know what I mean? I need to do that, and it's better for everybody else. Think about the people around you. You know?
Hey, in some of the casinos, it saved me some money to walk outside,
Yeah. Right.
get away from the machine for a minute. Hey, true story. True story. Real quick, Kissy Cat, thank you for coming in. Spanglish Slots, Melly loves slots. Hey, I really appreciate you guys coming in. You're not late to
Thank
the
you all.
party.
Appreciate
It's
it.
just
Not
getting
late at all.
started.
Not late at all.
Um,
Thank you to every one of you. You were shouting out a bunch of slot channels that of course I watch and support. Guys, I'm sorry I don't comment more. I wish I could. If I had the time, I would watch everybody's channel and I would leave a comment on everybody's channel. But every now and then I try to go, oh, I haven't in a while. So guys, thank you so much, everybody in the chat. I heard Spanglish Slots and Chris and Lou. Simon is here. Lolo
Melba.
Slots. Shout out to all you guys. Spanglish, She Bets. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
So the question was, Easy answered this on his about the class two casinos around you. Where do you regularly play, and do you play at those class two casinos at all?
I don't. I'm with him on that. And now there's no reason for me to go to the casino if I'm not filming. So if I can't film, I'm not going. And I've tried to tell that to certain casinos, and they actually snap back at me and they go, "You really got to learn how to sell yourself better than that." I go, there's nothing to sell. If I can't record, there's no reason for me to gamble. I'm giving you the truth. You want me to sugarcoat it? Like I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm telling you this is my life. This is my job. I have to film at your casino in order to make it worth it for me. I'm not just going to hand
Yeah.
you my money. I'm going to hand this casino my money because they're going to allow me to film and hopefully try to turn it into something, which it never does. So there's no point to go to these New York casinos, PA casinos. It's a shame they are losing, and I'm sure they don't need me. They have their own, but it's just like it's a draw. If I told people, hey, I'll be at Mount Airy this weekend, come and see me. I guarantee. I hope Mount Airy. I hope you see this. Mount Airy. I guarantee you, all of your numbers would be up from the last weekend. I guarantee it. I will stay up and guarantee it. Your numbers would go up because I can meet you there with about 50 people and 5 different high limit slot channels. Why wouldn't you want that? What
There
am I
you
doing
go.
wrong here, Tom? Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I don't understand it. I don't get it, and I get good contacts. I get my contacts from the big jackpot from
There you
Scott.
go.
Yeah, yeah. He hands over all his here, man, and he vouches for me. He's called me on the phone before when he was out in Colorado with host, and I couldn't appreciate that more. Except in Jersey, they're a little bit more, And I'm just like, wait a minute, and I get it. The big jackpot, one session of his live covers me for a year. That's fine. But he comes over here once or twice a year. I can come to you once a week.
Right?
Why don't you want that? So it'll happen, Tom. I'm
Eh,
confident eventually it'll happen. This is still ground floor, but it's just like, come on, man, get your stuff in order.
Hey, you know what? It's gonna happen because
It will.
you're at that point where you're almost a household name. So, Dougie Slots said you'd think that they would do anything to get people in the door. You would think,
Couldn't agree
but
with you more, Dougie. Right.
you're absolutely right. But some of them still have that mentality that, hey, and I've heard this from several different casinos that, hey, if you're filming the machine, you could get a tip or a trick to beat the casino. So that's why we don't want people filming. And
Can
I've
you
heard that.
imagine?
I've heard, yeah. And the Indian casinos are another thing. They say, no, it's against the law or the regulations or
No, it's
something
not.
like that. But you look through the regulations, it's not, and it clearly states it. A lot of them, and this came straight from High Winds Casino. They just don't want to look through it to find out that
Yeah.
you can.
It's so much
So
easier to say no, right? It's so much easier just to
exactly,
go, nope. That's it.
exactly.
So much easier. So why would we? And we live in a world now, sadly, where wherever I go, I usually end up saying this sentence is nobody works
Yeah,
anymore. What's going on? So that's where this applies. You have 50 or 60-year olds in these positions where 20 and 30-year olds are trying to explain to them social media, which they don't understand as it is. And it's like if you would just pass this along to one person, maybe we can look into this a little bit more and say, I, I don't know what they're thinking to say no. There's no reason for that. I leave links. I leave this. I don't badmouth casinos. I could see that if you're a channel, you're up there, you're going, this
yeah,
casino sucks. I understand that, but you have to give me a reason. Give me a reason. Tell me
exactly.
why I can't film. Don't tell me it's against rules and regulations because I filmed all over the country and I filmed at different tribal casinos. I'm sitting with a tribal chairman
Okay,
across the country. Don't tell me that it's against rules and regulations. No, it's not. That's BS because I'm watching a channel that's doing it on a table. I'm watching a channel that's live from there, showing everybody and showing all the people. Don't tell me it's against rules and regulations because it's not. And if it is, why don't we change the rule book? I'll rewrite it. Let me do it. I'll
or,
take it
or
over. I don't care.
or bottom line, if it's not okay, we just don't allow it in the casino, but don't show another channel in that casino filming.
Uh,
That's
my
that's the
biggest
thing.
thing, my biggest thing too, and I get some of it. Sometimes channels don't understand. Sometimes they just think, oh, somebody's got approval, so they go, and they don't try to contact anybody, and they just go and start filming, and then they get kicked out or they get stopped, and they go, well, what the, NJ Slot Guy films here. NJ Slot Guy goes through hell to film here. NJ Slot Guy
Yeah.
gets approval and speaks to 3 different people. So don't just go and say, oh, NJ Slot Guy films here, so that's why I'm doing it. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, I have reached out to casinos that have allowed filming for other channels before and have been rejected. And that's when I get, really ticked off because I'm like, you got to tell me something. You got to give me a reason. You have to give me a reason of why you don't want specifically me there because now I'm kind of feeling singled out,
So I'll give a good example of a casino that's in Vegas, El Cortez. El
Okay, I've never
Cortez will
been.
allow they'll allow you to film. It's a downtown casino. They're film friendly. However, they have a structure for who could film there. If you have 1,000 subs, you are allowed to film there. So that
Okay.
they set this up. If you haven't hit that 1,000 sub mark, just like YouTube, in order to get monetized, you have to do this, this, and this to film here. 1, have 1,000 subs. 2, contact our player development person. And 3, you could film there. And then if you want to do table games, it's another step you have to do.
Gotcha.
So they laid it out there. And if casinos just did that, you would know what you would have to do to film there, which would be a blessing across the board because then people would know exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, and
But yeah,
I'm gonna.
they don't have that out there yet.
I don't, and I just saw somebody said Yamava in the chat, and I have a good story. That was San Manuel Prior, right?
Yes.
That casino was. I've never been. I've never been to a Cali casino in my life at this point, and I flew out to. I told you I did an interview with Michael Francis. So when I was out there,
Yeah.
I was like an hour away from San Manuel, and I had my stuff with me because I had just come from Texas. I went from Texas, Oklahoma, and shot over to California, and I had my big ass monopod, all this, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna take a shot here. I heard this place is friendly with filming. I'm gonna take a shot. I'm gonna walk in. I don't look. Yeah, this is how
Yeah.
I look when I go anywhere. This is how I look. And if it's cold out, I got on a big fur jacket, one of those hats or a fedora of some sort. This is how I look. So I'm not too approachable, and too welcoming. Like, hey, so I'm walking with this monopod. I went right to the security as soon as you walked in. It was COVID-ish times because there was a line. They were doing the counters, people out, people in.
Yeah.
I walk in with the thing. I go, I went like that. I go, listen. I flew across the country from New Jersey. I said, I'm just here to film. They treated me like I was a celebrity. They gave me like my own personal. I have never stepped foot in this casino before. I have no play there, nothing. I'm from across the country. Who am I? Didn't even look me up to check me. I could have just said, I have the slot channel. I'm going to play baseball with this monopod. No, didn't care. People were checking on me as I was filming. You okay? You need anything? I don't get that here. So big shout out to that casino that's still sending me offers from over a year ago. I haven't even played there, and they still want me back. I don't get that in my own home state. And it's like, look how people are promoting this casino. And I bet you the numbers ever since a slot channel walked into that place are completely double, triple. I guarantee it. How can it not?
Normally, on all of my lives, they are in here and they will sub to you right away.
Next thing I was gonna say was like, and I see them respond to comments to people.
Exactly.
When are we gonna get you to SoCal's #1 casino? I see it all the time, and that's awesome. Big shout out to them. And that's why if I ever go back to the state of California, Southern California, because you guys are, that's where I'm going. Why wouldn't I?
Hey, you definitely got to come out here. We can make it a party. You get out here, and they just opened up the hotel part of the casino. Normally, it was a hotel off the casino, but now they have a hotel on site. Beautiful rooms, bro. They've updated that casino more than you could even imagine in that short time since you've been there in about a year. So
that's awesome. I can't wait to go back.
Get back out here. So let's talk about your biggest win.
Biggest win. My biggest win is for 25,000 twice. Twice?
Oh,
no,
wow.
the 25,000 and 24,000 I had just hit last year. I never hit a top jackpot. Like I never hit the top line. Yeah. And I finally did that December. Like just past December. I hit the 3 double diamonds on the pinball, which screwed me at the end of the year, by the way, for taxes, but that's okay. So that was a top jackpot symbol wise. The other one was a 7 with the single bar through it 5 times, 25 times for and I couldn't
Nice.
believe it. I could not believe it. It was I caught everything I'm telling you live, and I filmed it for my channel. But that 25,000 one, that I was first starting. It was a 2.5 minute session. I would cut it off after the jackpot. I didn't know what I was doing. I wish I wish I knew what I was doing at that point because I could have made it a lot better. But I was so shocked, I didn't even like react. Like I was like, whoa, I can't believe that. I've never done that before. Like, oh my, I hit 24,000 twice.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
that's
amazing.
it.
Okay, we got a couple more questions before we get onto your channel. Um, Obviously, we're going to go opposite with your biggest loss
Oh
in a single trip.
man, biggest loss in a single trip. I've definitely now see. I'm a mathematician in my head, so if I go up, let's say I bring 5,000 with me, and I'm staying there 2 nights. Night day two, let's say now that stack is at 8,000, right? If I
Okay,
lose all that, I go, shoot, I lost 5,000 overall. I lost 8,000 today.
yeah,
So I can honestly say, and I have to lump Mike into this too, because when I'm with Mike, we split a lot, which is so
yeah,
helpful, by the way, when it comes to high limit slots. When we were in Tampa, we got I think we went through like 18,000, but
wow,
that's with free play and stuff like that combined because we had won a tournament down there for the East Coast.
yeah,
East Coast slots. We took over the whole tournament. We won the whole thing and we got a ton of money in free play as well, but we won the day before when we were there too. So we were wild animals. You can't do that.
yeah,
Especially we were drinking. I had people that were throwing Patron at me. I clipped my leg on something. We had such a good time down there in Tampa. And of course, when you're having a good time too, you don't tend to care. And you got the
yeah.
whole crew around. Did an animal just walk by?
I
Oh,
thought it
these
was a
birds.
bird
You
or
see what they?
something.
No, 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 they are. I feed them. I like them. The birds, the squirrels, and whatnot. But I got to be careful because sometimes you get coyotes and other stuff that float their way in, and it's kind of like you got to take action. Um, yeah,
Hey,
that's
James Spitzer, real quick. James Spitzer, thank you for coming in. It's a slot machine, Simon. Thank you. Love Struck Gambling. I don't know if I shouted you guys out yet, but yeah, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it.
say, I love that. I love that. You stop like I hope everybody does appreciate that. Like you made sure, you stopped everything you were doing to shout out these people. And that's awesome. That's what I try to do too. Appreciate all of them. Every
Yeah,
single one
definitely.
because that's why we're here. That's awesome. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I've taken a hit like that. When you combine it all counts, man. I don't care if it's free play or not. Like that was your money. You could turn that into real money. Count that. Like that all counts. It's stuff that you could have, gone home with somebody. And it's
So,
ever since the channel though is when those numbers
so
went up because you know
exactly. I'm the same way. I'll go into if I go in with I'm not high limit gambler, but if I go into a casino with $500 or even $300, I know, hey, I'm not coming out with that $300. I don't care. So I could
that's the
lose that
mentality.
$300, not even sweat it. It's good. It's gone. Whatever. But what gets me upset is when I go in and I have $100 in free play, and I kick that baby up to like $700, and the process in my mind, hey, I could keep pushing this up. I'm a degen, so hey, I'm going to keep pushing this up. And I lose that money that I built up on free play. I kick myself in the ass all the time because
Yeah,
it was free play money that hurts more than going in with 300 and saying, hey, I lost it, no big deal.
yeah. I
But when
I stay where you're at with the law. I try to tell everybody, do not do what I do. Don't do this. I've seen it $300 a minute. What?
yeah,
Like that's not okay. Like nobody should don't do that. Go play, go have fun, first of all.
yeah,
Especially as just a gambler not doing what we're doing, somebody that's watching us, go have fun. Go have fun.
not real quick, not Mrs. RhinoMan's in the house. She shouldn't be watching. She's at work. Get back to work, babe. Jazzy J Slots is in the house. Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys. So yeah, just stay within your range is basically what you're
Yeah,
saying, right?
definitely. I'll especially stay within your range because this is a negative game. These casinos, there's how much is billions and billions in revenue, and that's mostly slot machines. So let's make sure that when we go to the casino, that it's something that we can afford to do. and we don't go in over our head. Stay away from highlighter. There's no reason.
So we got 3 more questions, and then we'll get onto your channel. Have over your lifespan of gambling, have you ever gotten into a hole?
Not one that yeah. Back when I was
Because
really young, yeah. I was taking
I
out
know
credit
you
cards to like.
I know you were watching Easy's show, and you asked him to pay your marker over at I know it was just a joke, but he did mention that he had put himself in a hole when he first started out. I was curious if
Yeah,
something.
it's crazy. Similar story, and I didn't know this with Joe. I learned stuff from watching your interview, which is good. And he's somebody I met at the casino a couple times, but it's for an hour or two. You're having so much fun. You're breaking chops. He's really good to break balls with too, and I didn't really get to know him on a personal level like that. I got to know more from your stuff and hearing his story about how I was in Atlantic City all the time. So was I. I was at the Showboat with my parents from the
Yeah,
ages of 8 to 13. They had bowling. They had a bowling alley there. They had arcades. It attached to the Taj Mahal, so you could sneak through by the peanut shop. And it's just so funny because Joe and I have probably passed each other as kids, right?
yeah,
And you're watching this gambling, you're seeing the bells. This was all old school machines too. This wasn't a lightning like back in the 90s,
and the
and
quarters coming out, and yeah,
and as you know, you go to your local, you get friendly with like attendants and security or whatever it is. So just like my family would, they would start to get to know me, and I can inch my way onto the carpet a little bit and like see
yeah,
where my father's playing, see hearing the coins hit in the bucket and stuff. That
yeah,
was fun. Then when you are able to do that yourself, you don't realize, what is about to happen when it comes to slot machines. Tables are a different thing. You could sit at a blackjack table with $100 and it can realistically last you 3 hours. Well, I got news for you. Put $100 into a slot machine and let me know how long it lasts you on a bad run, which is more than usual. Most of my clips are 3 minutes. Can you imagine
right.
$900 in a machine? 3 minutes? That's
Wow.
terrible. That shouldn't
Yeah,
happen. So to go back and answer that, once that happened, once I had hit the jackpot, like my first hand pay, and I was like, wait, I can put $100 and get 3,200 out. What am I doing? Why am I playing blackjack? I'm putting 100 down and getting 150. This is no fun.
yeah,
It's the parlay mentality. And then you started to do that, and it sucks for me. It happened on what was it, a $5 machine I was playing with the Nudgers. I didn't realize how much you have to put in to a $5 machine in order for that to come out.
yeah.
So next time, and then it got worse and worse, and it got to a point where I was young, I wasn't making a lot of money, so I'm playing these high limit machines. I had to take out credit cards in order to get from week to week at one point. But I'm glad I did that, and I'm glad I did it young because I'm able to control myself in a sense. Eh, still a degenerate, but a controlled degenerate.
So Denise and Jay says earlier in the day we'd go early in the day we'd go to Atlantic City overnight for $500, and hubby and I would last the whole time. Now we wouldn't even think of going to the casino with $500. Hey, that's a true story.
That's
Things
sad.
change.
Why? Why are they changing? I am seeing this more than ever, and I didn't want to be a complainer. People say I complain a lot, but I gotta tell you, 10 years ago, I was hitting 6, 7 jackpots on the same machine in a day, like in a day span. Old
Yeah.
Faithful, something like that. Look down now, I don't pull a hand pay out of it. Like, what? Something had to occur at some point because this I'm seeing more than anything. And these are true gamblers, true people that go to the
Yeah.
casino, that are regulars at a casino, and that can give us their. And I know in the long run, if you go to the casino 4 times a month, you're going to lose at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But look what she said. We're not losing the way we used to lose. You used to
Yeah.
lose. It used to be your own fault. Now it's like, you're not even giving me a chance. You're giving me no playback, you know?
Hey, I love when I could go to the casino, even though I expect to come out losing over the long period of time. However, if I could go into a casino and I could play for a few hours, or up and down, I get that enjoyment. That's good to go. Just don't take it in the first 5 minutes when I get there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I agree there. So two more questions. One is three reel machines. You play a lot of three reels. Is there a reason? Do you feel those pay back more, or your
I
experience?
did, I
Obviously,
did at one
times
point,
$24,000.
but yeah, and I did at one point, but when I which is so weird because it was only 4 years ago, but when I started filming, the in the high limit room, 80% of the machines were old school machines, and that's all
Okay.
I saw growing up, right? Or the red, white, and blues, and old so I already had that attachment to them. And they were hitting like crazy when I first started my channel, and right before it, then lightning links came out, but they weren't, for some reason they weren't at the Nugget. I guess I get it. They call the Gold Nugget an old place. All of a sudden, these lightning links start popping up, and you play them, and it's like, all right, whatever. Then they're pulling the old school machines now, and the newer machines are coming out. But I got to admit, I have a lot more luck on the newer machines than I do on the older machines. It's almost like they're forced retirement on these things. Like they're trying to make people bash them. I've lost a lot on Lightning Link quickly too, but
Yeah.
there's no fixed jackpot like there is on the old school machines. Everything's fixed. Even if you get a multiplier, it's a fixed multiplier. Whereas, boom, all of a sudden a major jackpot drops. You're playing $5 a spin. All of a sudden you hit for 8,000.
Yeah.
That's not a normal reality on old school machines. Or let's kick it up a notch, 50,000 or 100,000 on those big ones. You don't have that opportunity on these old school machines. So I gotta give the edge there to the newer ones, and I never thought I would say that. But
Okay.
with them pulling them, they're pulling all of them. What am I supposed to do? And it's a shame because I could put up a $5,000 major jackpot hit Lightning Link. It's one of my worst viewed videos because
I
my audience got used to the old school, and they don't want to let it go. And I just wish they would listen to what I'm saying. Like, wouldn't you rather see somebody chase $52,126.38 rather than 25,000? Just a flat.
exactly.
I can't do anything. I can't go over that threshold like you
Yeah.
can. You could play $5 on Lightning Link. You can play $250. Same major, same grand, right? Like,
Yeah.
it keeps you in the game. And I know the spectrum's probably like this when it comes to the. I got it. I've seen more $5 major jackpots drop than anything in the casino. So
Yeah.
you're never out of it.
Yeah. I know. So I know you went to Vegas earlier this year. What's your favorite casino in Vegas?
It's not fair because I haven't been to them all, but from my recents, I can honestly say, as far as ambiance goes, I mean, the Cosmo has it locked down as far as like, bringing you in and giving you those options and opportunities. But I was a big Bellagio guy because of the old school
Yeah.
machines. So I loved it there, even though I got stopped filming, which was that's a great story. Um, but where else was I down there? Hold on. I've been to the Venetian and the Palazzo, but that was 10 years ago. So I remember getting into a gondola and having a guy sing Italian opera to me while he's, doing this.
Yeah.
You can't beat that experience. I love that. So I don't know. It's not fair enough to say, but as of right now, I mean, I guess um, I have to edge off the Cosmo, man, because Stacy and Greg got me the wraparound suite with
I
the
saw
balcony. I
that.
got oh my god, I got the mountains. I had the mountains in the morning for C&J. To the left of me, they were purple mountains majesty. And then at night with the lights, I had the whole strip. I mean,
I
so
saw
how can
that.
I not love it there? But gambling wise, no good. No good. Cosmo,
You
no
know,
good.
that's the story everybody says. T-Town
Yeah.
Gambler, thank you for coming in. Um,
Thank you, T-Town.
that's
Appreciate it.
that's the same thing, everybody. The ambiance, they allow you to film, you
Yeah.
can walk around
Yeah.
with your
Oh,
tripod, you
yeah.
know, 9 times out of 10, you will find NG in the high limit room.
Yep.
So, you know, it's a wonderful place, especially if you have a channel and you're growing. So this is the last question I have before we get onto your channel. And I
Yeah.
know I'm taking a lot of your time. I
I'm
appreciate.
sorry, I rambled too. I'm
No,
sorry,
no,
John.
we're all good as long as
Yeah.
you're fine with staying on.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Tell us about this dream trip that you had
Oh man.
a
Another
little
one, how
while
much time you got? Another
But
one of
you
how
know,
much time you got.
a channel taking one of these trips as yourself. Just let everybody know what just happened for you.
All right. So, let's do. I know you said we're gonna get into the channel. Like, I grew up in a, I don't know. I don't want to say a poor neighborhood. We didn't grow up with money, right? We Mom and dad made it. And like everybody's a hard worker, and like even what I'm doing now, the whole YouTube thing. Like I feel like I need to say this is not supposed to happen. This doesn't happen to people where I'm from. So remember that when I go into this. I fly out to Vegas the first time because I went out to meet two guys. And I'll shout both of them out right now, Landon and Mike. I never met these guys before, and they're really good friends with like Kelly Slap 500 Club, Beyond Blackjack, and that whole crew. I've never met these people before. Kelly, I've spoken to. I met her in Tampa. Fly out there to meet these two guys because I wanted to see what they were about. And again, I don't care who you are, what you do, whatever. You're going to get me no matter what. No matter what we're doing, you're going to get me in full, and you like that or you don't, right? I go to downtown Vegas, meet these guys and whatever, and just hit it off to a point where when I got home from my first Vegas trip and my plane landed, they invited me, to fly me out to Grayton Casino in Northern California on a private jet in 2 weeks from that time. All right. I had to make this work with what I just told you. Going to Vegas, first of all, was a crazy thing to put together with kids and my wife and whatever else. So to have to go back in 2 weeks, it was crazy. But before I hung up the phone, I said, I'm not even going to talk to my wife. I'm going to tell you, yeah, I'll see you in 2 weeks because, I put myself out there. So now it's time to rock Windy City Frenzy. I just saw them shout them out. You got to shout them out.
Hey, Windy City Frenzy, thank you for the 199 super chat.
Thanks,
Hi,
boys.
NJ. Really appreciate that.
Thank you, boy. Appreciate it. Big supporters always. I follow them on every which way, and they follow me in every which way. I love them. Thank you, guys.
I can't wait to get them on the show.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet them. I've never met them. I can't wait to meet them in person. I can't wait. So, and when you have that episode, you let me know. So I'll be in the chat texting questions to them. Okay, so great casino. I'm sorry. So it wasn't just me. It was NG Slot. What was there with Mr. Mike? Two guys I haven't met before. Kelly Slot 500 Club from Beyond Blackjack. She was also there. Tim from the Big Payback, who's a close personal friend of mine, was there as well. He was invited before I was, believe it or not. Big Cats Poker and Slot Massacre. I want to make sure I had everybody covered. So we're all on this private jet. Now, the kicker
right there. Just the trip alone in a private jet with them is like mind blowing.
That's what I was
Massacre,
trying to
NG,
explain.
Mr. Mike.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to explain to people. What was that? Like, think about what I'm saying. Just that alone, revert back to what I was saying. Like, I don't know anybody, like personally, that's ever been on a private jet alone. I'm sitting with the top influencer in our community. Like,
yeah.
And when I tell you, big shout out to him and Mr. Mike. You want to talk about NG Slot and how to be and a trendsetter? That's exactly the kind of influencer you be. He stops and talks to every single person, and people love him. He was like the Beatles walking into that place. No joke. It was crazy. There's more to this, by the way. We're not off the plane yet.
Yeah.
So we land in Grayton. Now, the tribal.
What are you guys drinking? What are you guys drinking on the plane?
Oh, whatever it was that NG had, or that was in the limo. Drank a lot on this trip, so I can't remember which he had some expensive tequila, and we were putting it down, and it got interesting. We went to wine country. We went to some vineyard out there. The tribal chairman of the casino was there with us, had dinner with us, all this stuff. I got a general manager following me around. Mr. Mike, NG, myself, and the Big Payback were the first 4 people to play Double Money Link ever. We premiered it. We premiered it for Light and Wonder. I'm meeting the CEO of a slot machine company, as well as multiple people. IGT. I've never done this before, so for me, this is weird. I barely met like an important person at the Golden Nugget where I film once a month. I'm meeting the tribal chairman, let alone the general manager standing next to me, making sure I'm okay. I have, by the way, forgot to mention this. All of this was filmed by a director and a film crew. We were mic'd up the whole time. So there's going to be a lot of things coming from this still, hopefully from this, because I don't know what goes into it. I don't know what can, happens. And, I have no idea, but we were
mic'd up the whole time, so you can only imagine the stuff that I'm saying. To apologize to the whole casino, everybody. I'm walking through. I'm dressed to impress. I had on my beautiful custom gear. My hat, these big ass sunglasses. I walked through the casino. I don't care. I walked through the casino, but it's all joking and laughing and who I'm talking to and what workers and stuff. I love doing that. I love doing it. I just love making people laugh. That's my goal. I walk
Real
through the
quick,
door,
James.
make
Real
them
quick,
laugh. Team
James
Spitzer,
Spitzer Cash Out says, "Hey NJ, if you ever come out to Cali,
definitely,
definitely make plans to meet up for
of
sure."
course,
Thank you for the $5 super chat, James.
absolutely. Thank you, James. Appreciate it.
So you walk through the door.
Yeah, that was a place where, and I'm sure it was us getting the special treatment. But if they saw you coming, they would do one of these. So I turned it into, I'm going to tell this girl or guy a joke or whatever it is every time I go through and come back, go through and come back. And I don't know. I just wanted to make their day. Sure enough, one of the guys is opening the door. Big shout out to him. He goes, "Hey man, I just wanted to say I'm a big fan of your channel, and I was thinking about starting a channel, all that stuff." And he actually did. Jericho Slots, shout out to him. And I'll never forget him for that. I said, "I'm going to come see you before I leave." And I made sure of it. And that's the point. One person, like I said to you, remember, just get through to
Yeah.
one person. I got through to one person all the way across the country. That's all I cared about. Even though I know I made an impression on 50 to 100 people on that trip. That one guy started a channel. Big fan of me, watching me. I'm hoping that all of that happened because of it. Just commented on one of his videos. Jericho Slots, best to him. Like, that's awesome. I love that. That's a good story. But, I got 100 stories from that trip. Where does it start? But, I mean, just to break it down and not take up too much of your time, that was once in a lifetime, man. I don't know anybody. I was sending pictures to my friends. They couldn't believe it. They're like,
Yeah,
wow, you're the real deal.
without a doubt. Hey, you're up there too, so you will be up there soon. I mean, there's a lot of big channels, and we'll talk about your channel now. When did you start your channel?
4 years ago this August coming up.
Okay, so 4 years ago this August. Do you have any other channels? Have you started any other channels, or is this the one that you started
No,
from the
this
beginning?
is it. This is it. I've been thinking about it honestly because you know I, I built confidence through this channel. I never realized how funny I was and how much people appreciate me and how much of a character I am. And I always forget it. I grew up on comedy. I don't know if I can handle stand-up comedy. I have too much. I'm too shaky. I don't know if I can handle a crowd in front of me. But I never know what this could. This is a resume. Don't think this isn't. Four,
Hey,
four, 4 years of being, very, very accomplished. So never be afraid to put that on a resume. I reached out for DJ jobs and other stuff. Why not? I never thought about that. Like, people love the voice. People love the character. Go for it,
hey,
man. You never know.
I'm going to jump to one personal question. Do you consider yourself a hustler?
Yeah, definitely. When it comes to work, we're big work ethic family. But I
Yeah.
was. I grew up. My father worked 2 jobs overnights, barely any sleep, stuff like that. My mother worked all through growing up. My wife works 60 hours a week. I do this, which is over 60, 70 hours a week. So yeah, definitely, because this isn't it. I'm not just
Yeah,
this. You dive hands in everything. Get all the baskets you can. I don't want
exactly.
I want the ocean. You know.
Okay, exactly. So your channel, I think Sister Yoshi asked this question early on. I didn't address it then because I wanted to address it now. Is this a hobby or is this a full-time job? Do
This
you
is.
do you work at this to make money at it?
I try to, but the money, and sadly in high limit slots, I'll always be in a minus. For me, and this is truth. I have no reason to lie to anybody. People have shared their revenue before. Just know that nothing makes sense, right? So if somebody with 100,000 subscribers is making 10,000 a month, don't think that somebody with 50,000, is making 5,000 a month. That's not how that works. It's all based on how you're pushed and played and all that stuff. Truth. This is to everybody out in the world. I barely cover my mortgage with what I make from YouTube, and I have to play high limit slots in order to make it output. So it's a constant loss. That's why I got to be a hustler. It's
Yeah.
it's a constant minus. But like I said, I'm enjoying it and passionate about it so much. Whoever likes working 60 or 70 hours, as time consuming and as much BS sometimes as it is, I love it. I love working with it and working at it. It's not a hobby anymore. Now it's real. This is real time stuff.
Okay, I think somebody once said that you know, if you do something you love, you're never going to work a day in your life.
I love it. I've heard that quote before, and they couldn't be more right about it. Like, I look at this and say, if I did this before, I didn't know it didn't exist at that point, but if I did this before wife and kids and house and responsibilities, I would have took over the world by now. Like, because I wouldn't have had anything. People can go like I said, they can go to casino every day and go live. I want to do that. I want to be able to do that, but not for me, not for the money, not for you. I did it for you because the entertainment, and the BS and the hate in this world, everything sucks. Like, I feel like just everything sucks, and this needs to be primetime TV. Let's talk about how much we appreciate people. Let's spread love. Let's spread community. So community, in other words, you said loyalty and respect before. What about community? And we're in YouTube. There's a community tab. I don't see
Yeah.
much of it though. All I see is people hating each other and people hating on each other. Who's sending a super chat more than the other one, and that's why we're gonna hate this channel. What? We're all doing
Yeah.
the same thing, going for an infinite piece of pie. Stop it. If every slot channel was in this chat right now, picture that, right? Every slot channel, at every time somebody was live, or every time somebody within reason, of course, who's got time for that, right? If everybody just did that, we could all take over the world.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
what are we doing here? Like, come on. It's all about love. There's too much hate in this world to be hating on this person because they have more money than you. They look better than you. They have more subscribers than you, less subscribers than you. They send a super chat over to NG, but they don't send one to you, or they send a super chat that a big Jared and not to you. Who cares? I don't send super chat. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I'm sure there's somebody out there who's like, oh, he sent super chat to her, but not to me. Come on. What are we doing here? We're all doing the same thing. Love each other.
Exactly, 100% correct. Gamblers Unknown says being a slot channel is a negative sum game. Hey, it's true.
Sure is.
That's why you have to have a budget. You have to know going into starting a slot channel, you're coming out of your pocket to create content. A lot of channels, a lot of niches don't come out of their pocket to create content. They just put their camera on and they start filming something. Yeah, there is a cost to that. However, to create content in the gambling niche, you have to put money into a machine to get the machine to do something for you. Hey, that's a true story. So you got to keep that in mind when you're thinking about starting a slot channel. Denise NJ says, do you see yourself staying in New Jersey, or would you ever consider going to Vegas or Cali to film more?
Personally, I don't want to stay here. Like, I don't want to. It's too, I don't know. It's maybe too hard living here. Like, I have too much of that chip on my shoulder. I want to relax and lay back a little bit. I don't want my kids to grow up for some reason in this state as it stands right now. But for me, as far as the channel goes, I would love to move out to Vegas. No, I'm a 49ers fan, so California is where I'm supposed to be. But being in Vegas, that's, I could walk down the street. I could drive 10-minute drive, to wherever it is, and go film if I run out of, that would
Yeah,
be, it would be nice to have that, but I could also see that being dangerous too, and going, oh, I'm only 20
exactly.
minutes away. I can go live tonight for everybody. So, so
Just don't move to Riverside.
I was looking at real estate. I was looking at real estate in Texas, believe it or not, last time I was out there. Yeah. So I don't want to stay in New Jersey. This world is too beautiful. I would love to be right in the middle of the country so I can go anywhere I want within the same time range, but I
Okay.
don't see myself staying in New Jersey, but this is where the family is. This is where everything is easy. Don't forget, I have 3 kids. Being able to call mom and dad or grandma, grandpa, whoever it is, that's a luxury a lot of people don't have. And
Yeah.
I get free daycare, so
Okay, so you've been on YouTube for 4 years. Take us through the
for you.
growth of your channel when you started out.
When I started out, it exploded. It exploded so soon. I sat in a gap too for about 9 months where I didn't get monetized. I hit their milestones within a month, my first month, and I didn't start getting paid until 9 months into my channel. So
Wow.
I did all the math, YouTube, and I touched base on them with it. YouTube definitely owes me over 6 figures, but they won't give in. They'll say, "Oh, sorry, you weren't monetized at that point." So I sat in a loop literally for 8 months until I was
Wow.
monetized, and I had, I doubled my subscriber counts in months. I was one of the fastest growing slot channels in August. If you go back and look at the end of 2018, I was one of the fastest growing slot channels at that time to create one. I had East Coast slots reaching out to me, telling me, giving me tips and pointers like, hey man, you're posting every day. Like, you're not getting paid. Stop. Like, stop. You're hurting yourself. And I was like, oh man, thank you so much. Like I didn't know. I thought
Yeah.
this is a joke. I didn't think this was going to happen. People love me. I don't know what I'm doing, you know. And it exploded in such a short span where, you know, I had 10,000 subscribers or 25,000 subscribers and doubled that in a year. And now it just everything went flat, sort of, because everybody started to create slot channels. So I was losing such a
Okay.
fan base. But
So I'm gonna ask you a question. It's a two-part question. What advice would you give somebody that's thinking about starting a slot channel? Advice you would give them when you were starting out or when you were new with your channel versus advice you would give them now.
oh man, you know what? Luckily, in the slot community, you know, some of people, some of their favorite slot channels, they didn't have, they were just fans of mine, and they had emailed me, Top Dollar Mike, Old School Slots, and there's other slot channels who were you just started and would come to me, you know, for advice, or we would talk, Stacy and FNS Slots and all of these people. And when I would talk to them about that, I would say, "This is awesome. Pull out your phone and record. This is the best thing ever. It's so easy. Just be yourself." All this stuff. Now, this is what I will say. If you are going to start a slot channel and try to make it about monetary value, if you are not going to treat it like a business, and I mean treat it like a business, like you need to have, like you said, budgeting, balance sheets, CPA. You better have your stuff in order if you're going to start this as a monetary, you know, I'm going to be a slot channel as a monetary thing. If you want to do it as a hobby, however, and film it, that's a totally different story. Go have a blast. Go have fun. Don't expect anything from it. Don't expect to have 20,000 subscribers by next month. That's not a realistic thing, guys. Though the fastest growing slot channels that you see now, they have to go live every single day and play with a lot of money in order to do that. And power to every one of them, as I support every one of them. Do not think you can do that. I've seen more channels stop and retire than start. So
Yeah.
please be smart when it comes to that. You don't need to play high limit slots. Let's start there. Don't go play high limit slots. There are enough people in the world that play low limit slots. And I wish I did that when I started, because I would have more of the public, because people think, oh, he had a jackpot. He had 2 jackpots in one video from playing a $10 machine. I got to do that. I make sure I say to them, don't do it. Do not do it. No, that's not true at all. You can lose it in 3 minutes. That happens more than anything. Don't. And what else can I say for a new channel? Get ready, because get ready for more hate than love, you know, in those comments. If you don't have thick skin, don't come in the game, because a lot of people will hate you for no reason. People don't watch my videos because they see a cigarette. People don't watch my videos because I said the F word. Can you imagine? Can
Yeah.
you imagine?
Yeah.
You're judging me. You don't want to know me as a person. You don't want to give me a chance because you saw me with a cigarette. How about helping me stop then? How about that? Why don't you help me stop?
Bro, I watch your videos and I'm like, fuck, I wish I could go have a beer with this guy, because you
Oh
just
yeah,
remind
let's
me
do
of
it.
buddies, man.
Yeah,
People that I would get in trouble with in high school. You know,
that's the point. That's DGen Nation. You come part. I East Coast Slots. Here it is. East Coast Slots, and big shout out to him, because he has been on a hiatus and everybody misses him. East Coast Slots, first time I had actually met him was down in Tampa, and I brought the crew with me. I brought DGen Nation with me, and I told him, I looked him in his face, and I said, "Hope you're ready, pal. It's gonna get real tonight." Like,
yeah.
and it did. And we had a blast, to the point where, you know, at the end of the night, to take a break to charge up, we're all sitting. Oh, look at the slot fans! Like, big
Look at
shout
that.
out to them, man.
Hey, thank you for the 49.99 super chat, guys. Hey, Pickle Rick, thank you so much. Really
Good
appreciate
people,
it.
man.
Thank you for coming
Good
in.
people.
Can't wait to
Rick and
get you
Corey.
guys on the show.
Rick and Corey, good people. I was thankful enough to meet them at that tournament that I was talking about before. But, however, you know, I wasn't able to be on the same time frames and like to hang out. Again, same ones, you know, DGen Nation to the core. Like, great people. Talk to Corey. I've been talking to him once a week for the past month. Great people. Like, as you can see, you know, like
Yes,
that's
definitely.
support. That's support within the community. And, you know, there's nothing I love more than that. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Rick. I really appreciate that, man. That's cool. That's good stuff. I lost. I don't remember what we were talking about, because that threw me off so much.
Not a problem. Okay, so
Oh,
we were
hanging out.
talking
We were
about,
hanging out. We were hanging out
yeah.
and BS. And yeah. That's the point of this, right? Like, we're going to meet up, we're doing business stuff right now,
Yeah.
obviously. So you take this business stuff, you take it seriously. If I said to you, hey man, I'm coming out to California, like I have 2 days, let's hang out, let's do some collabs and all that stuff. There's downtime. Let's chill. Let's get
Yeah.
to know each other. Let's hang out. Let's do whatever it is. But I kick it up a notch. You don't know when this is going to end, so let's have some fun. I'm not talking about some crazy rock star walk in, but get ready to laugh, get ready to have some fun, get ready to be sarcastic. Let's make jokes at each other. You'll hear me take shots at myself all night. Let's drink some beers or whiskey or scotch or whatever the hell it is you want to drink. Let's smoke. You want to smoke a cigar? Smoke a cigar while I have my cigarette. Let's smoke a joint. Let's go smoke a joint. Let's go smoke 20 joints while we go watch the friggin' sunrise. I don't care. Let's make it memorable. I want to go home. I want to get away from you. I want you to talk about me for the next week to everybody that you know. And I want you to feel good about yourself. I want to spread love to you that you're going to spread to the next person. That's laughter. Laughter's my biggest thing.
Without a doubt. I can't wait till that happens. And it will happen soon.
It will, definitely.
Without a doubt, as much as I'm trying to travel and everything else, we could definitely make that happen. But you touched on something a little while ago, thick skin and developing thick skin when you first start out over time. And I've seen your videos from the very beginning to current videos, and you have changed from that very first video to now. You're more of your own personality, and you can see it coming out over time. How do you handle trolls right now?
I love it. I embrace them. I welcome them in. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go toe to toe. You ain't gonna, you won't make it out of the ring, with me. It's how we grew up. I grew up watching roasts. I grew up watching Don Rickles. I grew up watching George Carlin and Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy and Bill Hicks. Big shout out to Bill Hicks, alternative thinker. And I just, you get it from them, and then you see how they make fun of themselves. And I never realized how you could take over a room by opening something about yourself, because you make everybody feel more comfortable with themselves. And now everybody's making jokes at each other, and we're all laughing and breaking balls. And that's what it's supposed to be about. Let's embrace our flaws. Let's laugh at them. That's the point. Don't let somebody else tell you about your flaws. Embrace your flaws. Screw it. I have a million of them. Anxiety, panic attacks, you name it. Whatever. I don't care. I'll just, I'll put down a J before I have to go film, so I'm not shaky. Is that a problem? I'm sure it is to some people. But guess what, Tom? I don't care. Like, I don't care. When I first started, I didn't know what YouTube was. I did it as a joke. I didn't think it was going to be, I didn't curse. I was scared. Like, this is real. Like, I was like talking like I was holding the phone out here and talking back there. You barely hear me. I was talking like this. And then the comments started coming in. I think I like slipped one time, or maybe I had a drink in me and somebody heard something in the comments. Like, oh, come on, you should be yourself a little bit more. And then a year into my channel, I ended up meeting Mike, who was a fan of me, and he wanted to start out his own channel. Come to find out, just like you, same thing. So now there's two. Now we're drinking. Now we're having fun. F this, and boom, and then it starts to come out, and you see, then there's people even more. DJ Nation, and then and now it's, you know what? Now it's, I'm going to speak my mind. I realize that I am a person who people need to hear, and I need to spread knowledge and love and laughter out there, and I'm going to do it. Nothing's going to stop me from doing that, unless YouTube wants to censor me or shut me down or whatever it is. I'm going to say whatever. I'm going to say whatever. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth about stuff. You don't like it, go somewhere. I don't know what to tell you. Take a walk.
Hey, that's, first of all, comedians. Richard Pryor. I remember listening to albums.
Yeah, I didn't watch them live. I had to watch their stuff. Luckily, VCR. My father VCR, all that Robin Williams, all of this stuff, because those guys are way before my time. Johnny Carson, and I ended up, I didn't watch them live, but I grew up with a nice core of comedians, and David Spade, Chris Farley. I had that group generation. Will Ferrell, so that was awesome. But I like old school, Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, Belushi stuff, because my brothers are older, so that's how it happened. And
Sam Kinison
from that. Oh man, Rodney Dangerfield is one of my favorite comedians of all time. And what did Rodney Dangerfield do for 48 minutes? He was up there. He destroyed himself. He made fun of himself for 55 minutes, and people loved it. They felt and he was, he made himself look like this ugly, had his big eyes and stuff, and he's doing his tie every time. He made you feel comfortable with yourself. You had a famous guy up there crushing his own, and it made you feel good about yourself, right? So
exactly.
the goal, right? Like, oh, you feel good about yourself, you know? Oh
You,
my,
oh, there's a Slot Bandits again with another 49.99 super chat. RhinoMan NJ, love you guys. Keep up the great work. Hey,
thank you.
we're not stopping anytime soon. So, get used to
Jackpot
it.
Joe.
My channel's going to be around for a while. I'm going to be getting great interviews like this one here. Jackpot Joe is in the house. Thank you for coming in. Cheryl R, Goldie1. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming in and spending a little time here with us.
Definitely.
Most
Appreciate it,
definitely.
guys.
Most definitely. So you have to be able to make fun of yourself. I know what my flaws are. I don't care. People can point them out. It's all good.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna get onto this right now. You're in the slot niche. What do you think of the slot niche? Because compared to other niches out there, a lot of other niches are pretty cutthroat. They won't step up and help you out. They will not, give you advice to help you grow because they want to keep that growth to themselves. How do you feel about the niche that you're in?
It needs to be, like I said, I couldn't promote community more. Like you said, I know we're such a small speck. Like you said, we said in a different conversation, and we are compared to the YouTube world, right? Which
Yeah.
which means even more. We're such a small speck. So let's blow it up. But the only way
Yeah.
we can do that is if we work together. Because if anybody who sees this comes to this and goes, these people they're fighting with each other. What the hell are we doing here? Why would we watch this crap? Make them watch you. You're playing a slot machine, right? That's great. That's all well and good. But we've all played these slot machines, right? If you're playing for 10 minutes on a slot machine, how much of it is exciting usually, right? So make it the background. You become the foreground. Talk to people. Say whatever the hell you want. You have the microphone. You can literally say whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
So say whatever's on your mind. What do you want to talk about today? Talk about it while you're playing. Bonus comes out, stop. Now it becomes a full thing. It's not just about slots, right? It's not just
Yeah.
about slots. That niche that you're saying. Turn that niche into something. I want people to. I watch channels because they're entertaining, right? They make me laugh, or I don't know, whatever. Support obviously, but there's main ones that you click on because they're entertaining. Be entertaining. There's jackpots with tons of subscribers that are absolute garbage, and
Yeah.
there's some that don't have enough subscribers that are incredible, and they should be heard, and they need to be heard. This needs to happen more. Stuff like this. Like, say
Hey,
I will
I
I will forward you anybody you want that I am personal friends with. It is up to them to say yes or no, because why wouldn't I? I'll toss you 5, 6 channels, and it's like most likely they will say yes because they love doing this too, and they're all about community, and that's why I consider them my people. Jackpot
hey,
Joe, it is nice in Jersey. Just make sure that driver got back okay. Newark isn't really good. That's where I grew up, my man.
Hey, I told Jackpot Joe I'd be willing to drive one of his RVs cross country for him. So hey, just let me know. I'm available, Joe.
Yeah,
Um,
right. I mean, it doesn't sound like a bad thing.
right? That's a pretty good gig. I could stop at the casinos along the way. Hey, I'll be all
Yeah.
good.
Now you're thinking. Now you're thinking.
So, but it's like you said. There's so many channels we could keep lifting each other up and doing things to keep promoting the niche.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, that the thing. What is the best part of doing YouTube for you? I know it's a business, you love doing it, but what's the best part? And it's my opinion. Um, for me, it's meeting
No,
somebody new.
you stole my answer basically. So you asked me the question, but then you answered it the way I was going to
Yeah.
answer. I think you knew what you were doing. There. Seriously though, it is this. Like I have hopefully made lifelong friends from this slot channel wise. Getting to know other influencers. I mean, you're getting to know famous people. That's a fact. There's
Exactly.
no and flying across country and doing all that stuff, but big subscribers and fans. There's nothing better than flying across. I was in San Manuel for 10 minutes. My friend couldn't believe it before I was stopped.
Yeah.
Guy, and he's like, dude, we just flew to California. Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. That was crazy to him. I love it. I embrace it. I sit and I talk to them. I want to get to know everybody. I had a guy chasing me down at Choctaw. I was ready to fight. I didn't know what was going on. I heard, because I'm always, you never know. Hey, Bob, listen, you got to be careful. People know where you are, right? They know where you
Exactly.
are. They know your high limit. They know, so you never know what to expect. Plus, I'm from here. I'm Italian. I have anxiety, panic. So I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Old man's chasing me. I heard the keys dangling. That was his tell. So I'm like, what this guy's shaking, Tom, shaking. That he met. I changed his life. What the hell's more rewarding than that? Like, this guy stopped he chased me down. This guy had to be in his 70s, 80s. This guy ran me down and just told me, 30 minutes of stories and stuff. And I stood there. He didn't take up my time. That wasn't annoying to me. I got all day to gamble. You know what I mean? I want to hear your story. I may never see you again. But I know for a fact he went back, even if it was to one. Oh my God, he met somebody he wanted to meet. Like, and that was me. That's crazy. That couldn't be more rewarding. That is awesome.
That is awesome. So I can only imagine now. Your channel you're up there 50 something thousand subscribers. When you say I'm going to, hey, Gambling Granny is in the house. Thank you for
I
coming
love
in,
Gambling
Gambling
Granny.
Granny.
Hey, Gambling Granny.
Um,
I love it.
when you go to a casino, when you announce, hey, I'm going to go to a casino, you have people that are meeting there. You're a freaking rock star.
There are people who see that post and go crazy
Yeah.
for it, and it doesn't make them crazy at all. I don't mean to use that word, but they go. I'm trying to put it into perspective. I met Emmitt Smith when I was in Vegas. Here you go. I met Emmitt Smith.
Okay.
I'm a 49ers fan. Emmitt Smith's one of my favorite players growing up. This is the guy. This is the number one leading rusher of a league I've wanted to play in my whole life, right? And I meet him thanks to Stacy, because I didn't want to bother him. Stacy's RhinoMan Slots went up to him and forced me to take a picture with him, and I'm glad she did. And it's like, when I did that, 20 minutes later, we were talking about how it's the same for us.
Yeah.
Because it happened in Vegas. We're standing outside or we're doing whatever. Somebody, well, are you you're
Alana Brown, welcome
Same
in. Yeah.
Same
So,
thing.
and it's just that. So you were at Cosmo. How many people came up to you and said hi? And I wished I would have, because I did see you there at Cosmo filming.
I
was
know. You
there.
told me that. I know you told me that. I'm really upset. I get it though, Tom, because I'm the same way. For the first time, I had met Mr. Hampay and Filthy Slot Channel. I knew of both of them, of course. And I'm walking by, and Mr. Hampay was live. So, I know what it's. So behind him, I just tapped my shoulder, like, "What's up, dude? Let's go. We'll collab later." He had no clue who I was. So I walked by, but NJ Slock, I was on the back of my shirt, and I heard him. He goes, "Oh, NJ Slock, I get back here right now," because I don't want to bother him. I understand it as an influencer. You're gonna hit stop at some point. We'll talk then. Like, I'll be right over here. I understand that as an influencer, because sometimes fans don't understand that. Like, if I don't mind stopping and talking to you, especially if you see me filming and you physically see me stop the film to talk to you. Just a reminder, I do at some point need to get back to this. It wasn't like I was casually sitting outside with a cigarette, you know what I mean? Relaxing.
Yeah.
In that sense, I'll sit with you for an hour and a half. Like, that's a different story. I still have to do work here. And that was the whole thing. But when I was at Cosmo, Stacy, you know what? The West Coast people got stopped more than anything. And they would introduce me and say, "This is NJ Slot Guy, by the way." And the person would be like, "Wait, get out of here. You're NJ Slot. You came over here from there." When I got stopped at Bellagio from some, we'll call him Jay off, because he had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Basically, he'd stopped me from filming because he's a Jay off. And I said to him, "May I speak to the VP of slots, please?" Looked me dead in my face right after I said that, and goes, "He's not in today." And I go, "Oh, thanks for checking for me. I appreciate it. Who do I have to talk to?" Now I'm getting upset. I go over to the security guy that he told me to check with. I was like, "Hey man, listen, I just wanted to say, is this a problem?" Because I had the big monopod. I was like, "Man, I'm just trying to film." He goes, "Dude, you're NJ Slot Guy, man. That's awesome. What's up, dude? I'd give you a big hug, but I'm working right now," like stuff like that. He goes, "Oh," and he goes, "You can film." He goes, "No big deal." He goes, "Who told you that?" And I'm like, "The guys in the Blue Jackets. Like, oh, what are we doing here? Who's more important? I'm not hurting anybody, right?"
Yeah.
So, oh man, Bellagio, I got stopped. 5-6 times. I mean, great in casino. I got stopped. Like I said, California. We had a meet and greet there, so people people out there to see me. Like, oh, I can't believe I'm so popular. Like, this is cool.
Speaking of that, Grayton, Bad Boy Slot Channel. There were a few channels out there.
Met
I
them.
think
I met them. Yeah.
That they sent me pictures. Hey, check it out, bro. I'm over here with NG. I'm here with NJ Slot Guy. I'm here with Mr. Mike. So that was incredible just to see that, you do have a lot of love in the community.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. There's more love than hate, of course.
Without a doubt. Now I'm going to put you on the spot here. What are some of your favorite channels? Now, keyword, guys. I said some. He doesn't have to name them all.
Right. I was just gonna say because people feel slighted or whatever it is. I got wasps flying around out here. Things are getting wild. Once the weather starts getting nicer out here, and you got mosquitoes, the bees and the wasps, the hornets. They come out. I got stung on my head actually a couple weeks ago. Favorite channels to watch. Well, let's see. I love to watch me some old school slots, and that's sentimental value there, though. Remember, old school slots was a fan of mine. He didn't have a channel. Emailed me, how do I start my own channel? So I watched this grow from zero. Then you become personal friends with him. So, I feel like that's not fair. Like I'm not answering you in a fair way because there's like that connection there. And I'm thinking about who I started to watch first. The first people I was watching. Oh my God, who are my favorite channels to watch now? Who do I look for? Let's say. You know what? I'm going to say this. I usually look for who's currently live on my subscriber list because my goal is to go in there and show them support, but to also watch and enjoy them. You're on my subscriber list. I more than likely watch you. I really can't answer you, Tom. This is hard. This is really hard, man. I know I'm beating around the bush here, but it could because I try to support everybody so much that I'm not ever watching just one person and to say that's my favorite. Because even if I did, I would say to myself, I just watched him the other day. Let me hop in RhinoMan's today. You know what I mean? Like it's hard. It's very hard.
I love how you're being so political with this one. You don't want to.
I know.
You don't want to. But here's the thing: you give support to all the different channels. I have a series that's going to be coming up that will introduce viewers to as many channels out there that I discover. If I see something that I like, because any channel out there, when you first start out, you don't have your identity yet. You don't have that developed. You're just turning on the camera. But as you grow, like you said, hey, I watched this channel grow and develop and blossom into this awesome channel.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and bring that to a lot of other people that are just watching, because it's fun to watch channels grow and develop over time. And there's a group of channels that are following me now that I've been following, and I consider us the class of 2021 when we started out, and you see us all growing together. Obviously, some fall off and some get added on, but you're one of the OGs that started out, that was able to get to this mark where you are now, and you're going to continue to grow, obviously, but it's fun to watch them. And I know you can't say, I like this one the best, that one the best.
No. I don't mean it like that because I don't care about hurting feelings. If people want their feelings to be hurt, that's on the I don't. Well, I guess there is. I guess there is. I was about to say there's nobody I don't like. That's not true. I don't know. Not because of the whole thing of trying to, there's so many slot channels in the chat. I'm not trying to make anybody slot bandits just sent $2 $50 super chats. How could I not shout out their name? But now it's not about that. It's not about hurting other people's feelings. It's the honest to God truth. If I put a time on who I watch, it would probably be tied. I try so much, like Gambling Granny. I see her on Facebook all the time, so I make sure, like, I try to. Her pops up in a post, comment on it. You know what I mean? Or like that's what I try to do. there's channels popping up I didn't know about, that I'm just subscribing to, I'm just following. I'm sorry. I wish I knew about you. You weren't recommended to me. You didn't pop up in my thing. Like, I would have to search and look for you. But that's me. That's the loop I've fallen into.
But
Nobody recommends me anymore.
that is my point right there. There are so many different slot channels. If you try and discover new slot channels, you can't find them just searching. There's no way you can find them. You got to spend time. You got to go into lives. You got to see people's names pop up. Then you got to go see who they follow and what they follow if you want to discover their channel, because it's so hard. One, for new channels to get recommended to other channels. It's tough out there. And new channels, they have to find something specific to do to make them get recognized.
Exactly, because everything's covered already. You know, everything's covered. You got high limit this and that. Who plays lightning links only? Who does poker on? Like you, but what's good about that is we now have there was no demographic when I started. Like, kind of there was maybe there was a low limit channel and then a high limit channel, but then everybody was just trying to hit jackpots, right? That was what was catching. Like, then I came in and did the whole old school slots thing. But one thing that I did differently that I wanted to start as a trendsetter was show my losses. That was the one thing, and people hated it when I first started doing it. They're like, why the hell am I watching this video if it's a losing video and this and that? And I said, because I want to show you exactly what it's like to do this. In case you're in your mind, you don't know. Maybe you might have that. In case you think, oh, I watched this guy hit 2-3 jackpots on this machine, I could do that. You're gonna end up broke, my man. I'm trying to help you out. Like, I'm trying to help you out here, and nobody's doing it. There was nobody doing it at the time, just showing their losses. If I was taking 10 videos, 8 of them were losses, and I was showing all 8 of them. Screw it. If you didn't like it, go watch somebody else. I'm gonna show you the reality of gambling. You know?
Yeah,
and that was it.
That's true. I'm going to get back to that. Gambling Granny says it's very hard to keep up with everyone, so you just have to do the best you can.
That's
and
support where you can. Yeah, right. Exactly. And don't get mad at anybody for not supporting you. They may not know you exist. Or I had people come up to me in multiple casinos that have slot channels. I forgot their names. You know, I forgot because I was in the middle of my stuff too. Like, I remember, what was it? Lucky Beach. I met Lucky Beach Slots and Lucky Dog Slots out in Grayton, and we were in one of the I forgot her name. I put a totally different name, and I felt so bad because we sat and we had like conversation for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I generally, that literally bothered me that happened, but that's how much is always going on, and you're keeping up with, and who is that, and what's his name. So I say real names to people. So like when I say Tim, oh yeah, you know, I'm talking to somebody normal like yourself. I was talking to Tim the other day. Who the hell's Tim? Oh, the big payback. You know what I mean? Because, like you said, there's so many names in chat. I support every single one of you guys. Just know that, please. If I ever forget you, if I ever don't watch your stuff, if I'm not subscribed, if I don't follow you, it is nothing personal. Unless you're two or three channels that I've publicly made known, I support you.
Slots by Georgie, thank you for coming in. I'm going to touch on a couple more items. Dude, I could go on in this interview.
I know, man. It's so natural. I know. Me too.
I'm going to touch on a couple more items. You know, one is when you're going live, it's the same thing with watching other channels. We have so many different channels within our niche. Just go live. If other people are going live at that time, it doesn't matter. I mean, we're all in one community. Hey, some people like this, some people like the slots more. I understand there's other people that go live on top of each other. It's all good. If you can't watch my show right now, that's fine. Watch it on a replay.
Watch it later. Watch it later. That's what I was trying to tell people. Watch it later. You don't have to watch it live. This is just like a surprise. See, I don't go live a lot. So it's like, you know, when I go live or when I go on a premiere, it's special. I want it to be special. So, you know, when people see that, they're like, yeah, he's going live. You know, we get to see him raw and uncut. I think that's what it is. They get to see me raw and uncut in a little, you know, juice stop or whatever it is, and they're like, I want to see it. I want to see him when he can't edit his stuff.
Exactly, and that's what I try and show the reality of it, because I came into some of these shows. I have technical difficulties. I stumble on my words. I stutter for about a half an hour trying to get one sentence out. But hey, I have fun with it, so that's all good. James Krupler said, found some great channels through New Jersey Slot Guy and RhinoMan.
Look at that.
Hey,
Like how awesome is that sentence right there? Because of you, because of myself, you have found some great content that you are able to watch every day that is entertaining to you. And that's Michelle, by the way. Michelle, big shout out to you. Watching me since the start, 4 years. 4 years going strong. No joke. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate
Slots by Georgie says uncut and juiced up.
it.
Hey, I got to get Slots by Georgie on the show. I'm going to reach out to him, see if I could get him on
Do it.
here.
Do it.
So explain how your channel has evolved over the past 4 years, and what plan. Okay, one, that's a two-part question. Do you have plans to go into when you go to film? I know you said you film about once a month.
Yeah.
Um, what is that like? How much cash do you take? What do you plan on doing?
So
Um,
I'm there for less than 24 hours. So
okay,
when I go, like you were saying, the hustler stuff, the hustler stuff, I can literally like my casino reality is not fun. Like everybody wants to have fun with me and stuff like that.
yeah,
When it comes to work, I'm not fun. You can ask Mike, you can ask anybody. There are times where as soon as I get there, I walk upstairs, I go put one down to get the shaky, and I go film for 5, 6 straight hours through starving, through not eating and whatnot. I stop, I go charge up, I eat, I go right back down and I film until I go to sleep. I wake up, I do the same thing, and then I go home. After all that time, I was barely at the casino for less than a day. Then there's other times where you plan it, like with people, I'm gonna come out the cal, and you have those planned collaborations and stuff like that. That kind of brings the variable. Like when I'm going to Oklahoma and Texas, of course, I'm gonna have a little bit more fun. I'm meeting
yeah,
Casanova Slots the first time. Stacy and Greg are most likely going to be out there, and hopefully some other channels I haven't seen or met yet, and some people I haven't seen or met yet. And all those variables take over. So it's kind of like,
okay,
all right, I can kind of have some fun here and get to know a couple people. But guys, guess what? I gotta film. You know what I mean? Gotta film.
yeah.
No more fun. No more fun time. We can have fun on film, I guess. So have fun on.
I'm gonna touch on that because Slaughterholic Josh was on the show last week, and he had mentioned to me that he goes to the casino to film. Now, if you watched any of his videos, he does specific videos like max 10 bets. He has 7 Up challenge. He has this. So he'll go to the casino once a month, and he says he's completely exhausted by the end of that because he's filming from
Yeah.
the time they get there to the time they end. They're not kicking back, drinking a beer, and just playing
Yeah.
and doing it.
No.
It's work. It is
And,
work.
and as much as I make it seem that way, guys, trust me, don't be fooled by that, because a lot of my video is it's not live, it's not premiere. So just know that as
Yeah,
much as it seems like Mike and I are live, and you're hearing us order the beer and the drink, and you're hearing my word slur, whatever it is. I want you guys to know that when that live goes off, it's right back to work. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's right back to work. It's like, all right, we're done with the live. Come on, let's go over here. Let's film. And that's work. That's exactly what it is. We make it fun. Of course we do. And when I travel or when I'm meeting up with people, that just puts, I just got to kick it up a notch. I'm usually up before everybody. So like in Tampa, when I was up at 5:45 in the morning, I was downstairs filming at 6:15 in the morning because I knew everybody's going to get up. We're going to make plans. We're going to hang out. We're going to BS
yeah.
most likely. So let me make the best of it. So instead of staying up in our room, turning on the TV and BSing, let's get dressed. Let's grab our monopods, go downstairs and start film. I say it on film. Vegas too. Same thing. I was like at 5:35 in the morning here in Vegas because I want you to know what's going on. I don't want you to think I'm just sitting back and smoking joints and drinking this and doing that. That ain't it. That ain't it. It is, but it's not just it.
Okay, 2 more questions. Hey, Chumba Queen, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Okay, so that question is you go to work. Now, do you ever get to the casino and the camera's off and I'm just going to enjoy it? I'm going to kick back. Now that you have a channel, is it all filming everything on channel?
Yeah, sadly for me, at least, it's very rare that you see me, unless it's like. But even then, I panic a little bit too. If I take like $100, I'm waiting for a jackpot or something. I take $100 bill, put it in the $100 machine, and take a spin.
Yeah.
I've done that multiple times, and the spin never comes out. But if it does, like you
Spinning
said,
and
now
winning
I'm
with
fake.
Blaine. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah. Now I'm fake because, in a way,
Yeah.
what was I
No,
trying to
but
do? Like,
here's one of the reasons why I say that. So you're at the casino and you have your camera on all the time, which
Yeah.
is excellent because you're not only capturing your wins and losses, but you're capturing that moment when you do get that big win. Whereas
Yeah.
a lot of people sometimes, myself included, I know I do this a little bit more. I don't have the camera on. I'm just doing it. Bam. I got an $800 bonus and I wasn't able to capture it on camera the way I wanted to. You know what I mean? So it's good to be disciplined that way. Um,
I'm telling you to stay the way you are because I was told early on by veteran slot man Jack. He had said to me, "Be careful." Somebody that reached out to me when I first started my channel too, which I appreciated because that was like a celebrity to me. I was just watching you, and now I'm talking to you on the phone. And he had said to me, he goes, "Man," he goes, "just don't make it a job. Always keep it as a hobby, so you
yeah,
can have fun." Of course, again, one ear and out the other, didn't listen to him. And it's no longer a hobby. It's no longer fun because all I'm thinking about off the camera is if I'm going to hit a big one and miss it. And then it's like, wait a minute, your whole motto, your whole message was, show the losses, show the reality of gambling. I'm
yeah,
robbing my public. I'm personally just me because that's
yeah.
the motto I live by. I'm robbing
Real
them of
quick,
that,
real quick. The closet scratcher. Love New Jersey's energy. Great
Thank you.
interview. Thank you
Thank
for the
you.
$5 super chat. Really
I
appreciate that.
appreciate it. I appreciate that too. Everybody says that they always love my energy. I'm such a miserable at home, my poor wife, you know. But it's this. It just brings it out. Like I said, passion. This is what happens when you love something. Like you just you go a little bit more crazy. I have good energy for it because I finally found something that I'm good at. That's how I
Yeah.
look at it. Finally found something I'm good at.
Okay. I love that. So what plans do you have for your channel coming up?
Um, I know I say it and it sounds repetitive, but I just want to take over, man. I just want a whole umbrella to form under me of love and community. I want us all to be at 1 million subscribers, and you know what I mean. Until we are, mission not accomplished yet. Until everybody stops hating each other and stops talking crap about each other and stops hating each other, then that's my goal. My goal is to stop all that from happening. I'm trying to jump in with everybody, talk to
Hey,
everybody. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care who's fighting with who. Like if you're fighting with Joe, easy life. You're fighting with Joe. I don't care. I'm still going to talk to you. I'm still
yeah.
going to talk to Joe. I don't care what you say. I don't care what he says. There's three sides of every story. You're both influencers and creators to me. So let's stop the fight. Like I said, that's all I'm about. I see it too much. I don't want it to happen to me. There's no reason for it to happen to me. But I do. I hope that there isn't anybody out there that dislikes me for the wrong reason or
Um,
something because I'm all about it. I want to promote all these. I just want everybody to. I want everybody to be rich. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to love doing this. You know what I mean? That's it.
I'm gonna call you
That's
out
my
on
goal.
this right now.
Do it.
I'm gonna call you out on this right now.
Do
Do
it.
you think any publicity is good publicity for your
Yeah,
channel?
definitely, definitely. I've tried to pay Easy Life off. I'm sending envelopes to his house on a weekly basis to try to get him to talk about me. I don't know why people are getting so upset. Like all we see when we turn on social media, the news is BS, right? BS news, crap, or whatever side you're on. That side's lying, and this is lying, and everybody's lying. So tell me what Easy's doing wrong. I mean, yeah, he's singling out this one or that one or this one or that one, but he's also I think he's also a realistic person to where if he calls somebody out wrong and the person can prove themselves right that he would do the right thing and let them write it instead of him. It's not just him talking crap, it's him producing news for us at the end of
Yeah.
the day because it only exists for us. People look into this too much. We, we don't have celebrities and stuff at home watching us, like this going, oh my, oh, who's Easy Life going to talk about now? He, we're talking about each other. So
Yeah.
enjoy it. Like, just enjoy it, embrace it. Give me bad publicity in a sense, of course. Like, I don't know. I like Joe. I don't have any problems with him. I don't want to ever get on his bad side, of course. But I don't know, man. I don't do anything. I don't do anything that is necessary to bring attention to, I guess. And I'm lucky for that, but I guess that's a part of keeping it real. I'm not saying nobody else is because I've met a lot of people. I've met a lot of people that Joe has crushed on his channel. I don't care. I still talk to those people. I'm still friendly with those people. I hope they're friendly with me.
because it goes back to that. Oh, he's friends with Easy Life. I'm not going to talk to him anymore. I hope that stuff doesn't happen. I hope people, don't think that way, because that's a terrible way to live. Terrible way to live.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Spinning and Winning with Blaine. Thank you for that. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you're in here. If you're new to this channel, please give it a thumbs up, like it, subscribe. I'll put you on the banner below next time we come through. Hey, I got a couple more questions for
Oh, I hope you have 20 more questions. Let's go. Where are we
Hey,
going?
I got a ton
The
of
sun's
them
starting to
here.
come out. The
So,
sun's keep asking them.
okay, what's a bucket list for your channel?
A bucket list for my channel. I would really, really love to hit every casino in the USA. I know that's not realistic at all, but bucket list, yeah. No. Number one on my bucket list is to get every single slot channel approval at every single casino across the United States of America. Because when I go and get approval, I speak for everybody, and I make sure I let that know. And like, next time I come here, I'm coming with 2-3 other channels that need approval too. So either are we going to have this relationship or not? That's what I make sure I say. I'm bringing my people with me. That's what this is about, right? When somebody breaks through something, don't you bring everybody with you? Like, isn't that community? That's community, right?
Hey,
So like,
I agree.
at
I
least
agree.
try my best. At least try my best at that.
That's part of the reason I started these shows, these talk shows. Nightcap with RhinoMan. I could have a beer. I could talk to you. I could get to meet you, and then hopefully get to meet you in person. But the idea behind this is to introduce other channels that maybe I have a subscriber or two that hasn't seen your channel, never seen it before.
Exactly. And they didn't know, oh, I love this guy. I didn't even know he existed. That's it right there. That's what needs to happen. You don't know. Like you said, little speck. Remember that. Remember, keep saying that little speck. So imagine how we're not promoted. So it's like, that's the way to do it. Look, people, look. I met this one down in, I'm going, listen, May 18th through 20th. I'll be at Choctaw and Windstar, guys. I hope everybody's there. I hope every channel that films is down there. Like, let's go. I'll put you all on my, I don't care. I don't care who likes you, who doesn't like you, how many subscribers you have. I don't care. I'll put you on my channel. I'll collab. I'll jump into your video. Like, that's it. Who cares?
I love it. I absolutely love it.
But yeah, people have their quarrels with each other, and I see them in the chats and going back and forth. And listen, again, there's 3 sides to every story. So there may be some things about people I don't know about, in all respect, and I hope everybody understands that. But if you have been nothing but a respectful person to me, if you have been nothing but a supporter of me, how can I dislike you because this person says, you send, I don't know, the super chats only to this channel, but not that channel, or you only collab with that channel, not that channel. I don't care. I don't care. You supported me. You were nice to me. We've talked on the phone. You helped me with it. I don't care what you've done. That's another thing too. I don't care about your past. I don't care about none of that. I'm not here to judge because, I'm not judging.
Oh, but you will be judged.
I will be judged. That's all I get is
who cares?
I get judged as soon as I walk in the door, Tom. So I embrace it. I had somebody at Grayton Casino say this. This is funny. I was walking. I don't know if it was Big Cats. Man, I forgot who it was. But like, hey, you walk through like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like you don't give a, you know what I said? I looked right back at him. I said, because I don't. Because I don't. No, I'm not here for anybody else. I'm here for myself. It turns unless it turns into that. And, I mean, again, great, because that was a meet and greet. Again, different story. But let's just say go to AC for a normal film. I walk the same as I did at Grayton. I walk the same as I do through Vegas, with the same look, with the same. I don't care. Like, that's just it. I'm used to it. I'm used to getting judged just by walking through the door. People hate me right off the bat. They hate the way I talk. I'm loud. Whatever. You're missing out on.
I'm picturing you walking into the casino like Conor McGregor walking into his fight.
Yeah. Not that aggressive, but it's so funny because I'm a small guy like him too. So I just walk. I don't care. If you're 6 foot. Went right up to the bouncer. The bouncer's, it's 6'8", 295. If I want to have a conversation, I'm gonna have it right here. And I'm like, "What's up, man? Yeah, how you doing? I don't care. I don't care for 6'8". I'm gonna care. I've been small my whole life. I've been judged my whole life. I've been whatever. It is what it is.
So on the flight to Grayton, were you and Mr. Mike the smallest guys there?
No, Mike's Mike. When we talk about small people, Mr. Mike's up there. Get it? It's Mike's up there. Not really, but I have that relationship with him. I feel we were. You want to talk about busting chops back and forth? Like Mr. Mike is somebody that I should have grew up. He's Joe Pesci to the T, and I think
Exactly.
I think he's the same height as him. Like, I thought I was short until I was there, because everybody I was meeting people. I'm meeting Mr. Handpay and Filthy. They're 6'3" and 6'2", and everybody. I feel like everybody's tall. Everybody's tall and in shape. You know what I mean? I'm 5'8", 155 pounds. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
survive in this world. Like, leave me alone.
So when you talk about Mr. Handpay and new channels starting out, and how you were one of the fastest growing channels, right now I think his channel is one of the
Oh
fastest
yeah.
growing channels.
Oh yeah. Oh no. They trust me. I felt I went like this. Mr. Mike too. They accomplished things in months that I couldn't. Filthy. All of those slot bandits too. I mean,
Yeah,
I was never that. But you got to remember, when I came in, there wasn't a lot going on. There was probably 10 to maybe 15 slot channels, and those slot channels now are the tops. You know what I mean?
oh
So
yeah,
that's when I came in. So there wasn't a lot going on. So like when I came into there was no East Coast, no New Jersey. There was a New Jersey guy, but he didn't really do. People loved him. I think he was almost at 50,000 subs, and I watched him too. But it was very, phone would stand up
yeah,
straight. He wasn't all about the commentary. Would talk to the people. So when I came in, I'm like this,
yeah.
and it just. But these guys, they have the bankrolls. They're able to go live every day. They have their online,
What
or they have an affiliates. So
that
they're
was that
taking.
was my point. That was my point. When you're starting off, we talked about what can you do new as a slot channel to stand out. Mr.
I don't know.
Handpay, what, 36 days
Oh,
straight
that yeah.
live?
Oh man. Yeah. See, now he's finding out what it is. What it is. I have to. You see what he did the other night? He went largest live slot play ever, $100,000.02 to beat
Yeah,
Scott out. But
yeah,
see, what's awesome about that is them working together on that, right?
yeah,
Like, it wasn't a competitive thing, because now Scott's going to go for
exactly.
that. Like, as a fun thing, like I can't do that. I'm not able to accomplish that. And Mr. Hand
Hey,
pays a lot of the same energy
I
as me. As a
I
cool,
could I
cool
could
guy.
do it with you on the other spectrum, the lowest live ever,
Good. That's what you should do. That's what you should be doing. We're going to start this live with 1 cent. Let's see how far we can take it. And then somebody else should try to break that record. 1 cent, one bet, see what happens from it, and then see who can build it up. Why not? Hey, it's something new. I mean, Scott was going live every day, so that wasn't a new thing. But Mr. Handpay started throwing around stacks that you weren't seeing before. And he was playing blackjack, and he's taking pictures, very personable, very personable. So he took over. And like, same thing with Mr. Mike, and Mr. Mike had NG there to help him, and Mr. Mike was just a fan. Like, I asked him his story. You know what? I'm not going to ruin it. So have Mr. Mike on the show. Let him tell his story on how he started, and it's very similar to how I started with Top Dollar Mike and Old School Slot. Same story, and that's why I love it so much, because it's like
Hey,
he did the same thing
I
we all
reached
did.
out to him. He'll be doing the show soon, I'm sure.
Good.
Uh, I love Mr. Mike, NG, Boba, that whole crew right there. So, um, I got nothing but love and respect for
Definitely,
anybody
man.
that picks up a camera that wants to do this for sure.
Absolutely. Until you disrespect me, how can I disrespect you? Like, what's the point of that? Because you don't like somebody in the slot community. Listen, I know it. Not everybody's supposed to like everybody. That's human nature. That's fine.
Yeah,
It is what it is. But unless it's something personal somebody's done to me, I'm not going to hate somebody because of your word. Like, unless you tell me something horrible the person did to you. But come on, it's never that. It's, oh, this person was on their live stream and not on mine. And they sent them a super chat, not me. Like, come on, really? We're gonna hate people for that? Are you joking
exactly.
me? Then what? Like, here, like, I don't think NG, who's a fan of mine, I don't think NG has ever sent me a super chat. Maybe he did once. I don't care. I don't care.
Right?
The guy was sharing a $500 bottle of tequila with me. Like, are we serious here? Even if he didn't do that, like, he's an influencer. He's somebody I looked up to when I started, and watched somebody that reached out to me on the side. So what? You know what I mean? What are we doing here? That's all I keep saying.
Yeah.
What are we doing here, man? Look at the world. Turn on the friggin' news. We really gonna fight amongst each other? What are we doing, man? And no cheats
Uh,
and scams. Let's see that come up. Read that right there. Read that.
which one? Where are we at? Where are we at?
Gamblers unknown. You just put
Oh,
it up.
I like how he calls out cheaters and scams. We're taking away viewers from honest people who are spending the hard-earned money for the content. Hey, that's the truth. You know, everybody that's in this particular niche, you're coming out of your pocket. Bottom
Yeah, there's
line,
no doubt about it. Yeah, minus. You're
and
you're
and
you're immediately at a minus.
and as soon as you start trying to scam somebody or cheat somebody, it just gives the whole niche a bad name. So
Definitely,
let's
definitely.
keep it above board, and we're all good. So I'm
Well,
going to ask you two questions. If you had to coach a professional football team, which one would it be?
to make them. I mean, obviously, I would love to coach the Niners just because Kyle Shanahan doesn't know how to win a game when he's down.
But
You know what?
here's
You
the
know
thing:
what?
you're from New Jersey, and you're a 49ers fan. So
I hate
I don't know
the
how that worked out.
screw the Jets and the Giants and their fans stink out here. They're all terrible. I've gone to Jets games and like you have people there that aren't like I'm a hardcore fan of football. Like I like players and as much as I'm a diehard Niners fan, I root for players individually, of course, that I watched through college, and I root for other teams to beat other teams and stuff like that, just for good game. And like I don't see that. So like I go to a game and all I see is a bunch of clowns that don't know what they're talking about. Everything's pass interference, everything's not. I would love to coach the Jets just to make that like they're just known as like the worst team in the NFL. They just stink left and right. Like I would love to bring them back like to where they need to be. That's my thing. I love taking things from there, rebuilding them, and then leaving and doing it again. Like that would be me.
The only reason I ask is because the Jets were probably looking for a coach from the stands to come on down and help them out.
I could have helped them out. I could have helped them out physically 10 years ago. I could have helped them out with the, some. They've made some questionable moves over the years. So, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. But now at this point, I would like to coach the Carolina Panthers because my son's a Panthers fan. I don't know how that happens. Don't ask. I don't know. I have no idea. He likes Christian McCaffrey. I don't know. So
Okay.
Carolina Panthers for my son. So he'd be happy that I'd be the head coach of his favorite team.
There you go. There
There's
you
your
go.
answer.
Okay, so I'm going to get into some quick questions with you, and we'll let you go. I didn't expect to take up two hours of your
That's all
time, but
right. That's all right. I
I'm gonna,
loved it.
I'm going to
Awesome.
be calling you every day because I got your
Call me,
phone
man.
number. So
Call me, man.
without a doubt. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune or Double Diamonds?
Double diamonds.
Double Diamonds. Okay, craps or roulette?
Craps.
Okay, blackjack or poker?
Blackjack.
Dragon Link or Dollar Storm?
All right, I'll go Dragon Link on this one.
Okay, Tiki Fire or Heartthrob?
Tiki Fire because it gave me. I think that was Tiki Fire that gave me a jackpot last time I played it, or Tiki Torch or something like that. Tiki, yeah,
Okay,
Tiki. I'm going Tiki. I'm going Tiki Fire.
Tiki Fire. Um, okay, beaches or mountains?
Mountains.
Okay, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Okay, trucks or cars?
I love monster trucks, man. Trucks.
Trucks. Okay, if somebody in the chat, maybe Scott or somebody else in the chat that's watching says, I want to give NJ a car, what would be your dream car?
1963 Corvette with the split window in the back.
Hey, nice. That's a nice one right there. Obviously, I know the answer to this. Football or soccer? Obviously, football. Um, baseball or basketball?
Yeah, that's tough. I'm gonna say baseball because it's harder.
Okay. Um, let's see. Cali or New York?
Cali.
Okay. Beavis and Butthead or Simpsons?
Oh, what a question. Damn. You could have said anybody else besides The Sims. I'm a diehard Simpsons fan, but I am also a diehard Beavis and Butthead fan. So Simpsons edges them out just on longevity alone. Beavis and Butthead. I wish you said anybody else but The Simpsons because I would have chose Beavis and Butthead on that. Like I was ready to say the answer until you said The Simpsons. Yep.
Cool. Cool. Hey, bud, I appreciate you taking the time to be on the show. There was a lot of good information here. Great to get to know you. Looking forward to meeting you in person at some point or another.
Definitely.
If you ever get out to Cali, just hit me up ahead of time, and I'll meet you. Even Vegas, I'm only 2.5 hours away. So
Next Vegas
just hit,
trip, man, I'll let you know, definitely. Next Vegas trip, I will let you know. Right now, I'm planning to get out there for G2E. That could change. So there you that's look, that's the only plan I have in my head for Vegas, and you know of that. So does everybody else in the chat now.
okay, G2E. I think that's around the same time Gambling Granny's going to do her Gambling Granny event that she does every year. I'm not exactly sure, but I know I'll be there in October for that. I was planning G2E anyway, so yeah, we'll definitely get together for
Beautiful.
that.
We'll do something. I would love to be at Granny Fest too. Gambling Granny, you got to get me a shirt. And send me a shirt. I'll wear it next time I'm in my yard. I'm not kidding. I did it for. Oh man, I have a fan in the UK. His name's Matt Bridger. I shouldn't say he's a fan. He's an influencer. He does vlogs, and he
Oh
always
yeah,
comes out here. Do you know
Facebook.
Matt Bridger?
He's Facebook too, right? He has a big
Yeah,
Facebook group. I
yeah,
think. Yeah,
definitely, yeah. Matt Bridger is awesome, man. Like all the way in the UK, having a fan out there, always sending me, a random super chat. And the best part is he's 5, 6 hours ahead. So when I'm
yeah.
going live at 8, 9 o'clock at night, I know it's 1, 2 o'clock in the morning out by him, and boom, he sends $20. But he sent me a shirt not that long. I wore it. I went nuts in one of my things. That's what everybody, every slot channel, send me your shirt. I'll wear your shirt. I don't care. I'll wear it in my videos. I don't care about promoting myself. They see me when I post a video. I'll promote all you guys. I don't care. Maybe I'll do a video with 30 shirts on and just start taking them off one by one.
Take one off.
There's Rhino Man. Yeah, there's Rhino Man. You know what I mean? There's Spanglish Slots. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I don't mind promoting other people. No big deal.
Rain's World Las Vegas says she loves his blogs.
Yeah. He's awesome. I called him a slot channel by accident because he has the most fun. He's with his buddies. They're drinking. They're gambling. So I called him a slot channel, but in reality, he's a vlogger. He comes out to Vegas. The hotel rooms. He's got great pictures of the strip and all that stuff. So I mispromoted him. I was so excited that I had got the shirt, and I was just so excited to talk about Matt Bridger that I screwed up. I called him a slot channel. He's not really a slot channel. I've been talking to Gamblers Unknown too on the side a little bit. We've been messaging back and forth.
He
Send
sends
me
in
one.
a $5 super chat.
No.
I'll send you a shirt. Send me some sunglasses.
No. Ready, Tom? We can end it like this. These sunglasses, which I hold as a severe prized possession. I don't let my wife wear these, and I get mad when she does. This was sent to me by a fan in Florida. His name is Gino Sierra. I never take them off, and I appreciate these more than any pair of sunglasses that I've owned. Not only do they look incredible, of course, that is the reason why I like them, but gave me a gift, as a sub, as a fan. That's a gift enough.
Yeah,
went
that's
out of his way
awesome.
to go buy these for me. Maybe not. Maybe they were used. I don't know. I don't care. It was a gift from him, and I'll forever remember his name because of that. I talked to him on the side. Yeah, because of that. I shout him out every time somebody talks about the glasses. Trust me, I wouldn't be wearing glasses. He sent them to me, so I make sure I wear them everywhere I go, and I shout him out whenever I do. Man, that's love.
Hey, Filthy Slot Channels in the house says sending you a shirt, NJ.
Yeah. He needs it, right? He needs it. Filthy's good dude,
Hey,
man. So
if
I
he's
him on the side too.
if he's sending you a shirt, you could probably use it as a nightgown.
Well, yeah, if it's in his size, the guy I told you, him and Mr. Handpage stood up on Mr. Handpage's left. I go, Jesus, I could rush for 1,500 yards behind you too. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you know what, Filthy, send me one that's your size. I'll do it. It'll be fun. It'll be great. It'll be great.
Definitely. Matt's
Shout
family
out
stuff. Hey guys, I appreciate you guys coming in, spending some time with NJ Slot Guy, myself. Had a blast. I'll do this
Thank
again.
you,
Without a doubt. I have a show coming up on Sunday. It is with W&J Forever Keno. It's a different kind of channel. It's a Keno channel, getting them on, but we're all gamblers. We're all degens. We all have a good time. Hey, until next time, let the good times roll, baby. We will talk to you then.